40, 30, 20, 10, 5, end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, 69 yards. Derrick Henry, touchdown! Titans!
Subscribe to Titans Radio Highlights wherever you get your podcasts.
Now at Banana Republic Factory, 50 to 70% off almost everything, including fall-ready favorites. Discover essential sweaters, easy denim, and more from $14.99. Find your nearest store or shop online only at Banana Republic Factory.
From the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. The Titans and the Cardinals. Kickoff is Sunday, September 12th at noon on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good afternoon. I am Joe Honkin. Yes, the Vols are coming off a 38-6 win over Bowling Green. Joe Milton finished the game with 140 passing yards, 44 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns. Jabari Smalls as well as Tyon Evans both rushed for 116 yards each and had a touchdown. The college football season begins for most teams tomorrow afternoon. Dan Wolken is reporting that he believes that there are 5 coaches that are on the hot seat, and the number 1 is inside the SEC, and that is Ed Ogeron of LSU. And Preds fans, you will get to see your favorite Preds players playing in the Olympics in 2022 as the NHL and NHLPA have agreed to a deal for the players to participate next season in Beijing. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station of the Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty.
It's Chi-Town.
Of tonight's Michigan State and Northwestern game. You can check her out on the sideline, 8 o'clock on ESPN. For that game, we got a game that happened last night that we need to talk about and get your take on. Tennessee beats Bowling Green 38-6. What would you rate that performance 1 to 10?
Me? Straight off hand? I'll give it a 7. And the reason being, do I need to explain or you just
No,
want
you
my
need to
grade?
hold on is what you need to do.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Oh, look,
Hey, I'm
there
in
he
the
is.
building. I'm in the
There he is.
building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Yeah, I want your 1 to 10. I want the 3HL Crew's 1 to 10. Jump on these phone lines, 615-737-1045. We got a lot to get to today. Got some big games coming up this weekend as well. Georgia, Clemson, Bama, Miami, Ole Miss, Louisville on Monday. The Vandy opener against East Tennessee State.
And you know what? I'm ready to see Vandy. I'm ready to see Clark Lee. I want to see
Seal's
it.
going to have a big day on
Yeah,
Saturday.
I want to see
telling you.
this. Yes, I'm
telling
here with it. I'm here for it.
Now, I thought Tennessee would score 63 points by themselves last night. That didn't happen. That second quarter, dude, I could have done anything other than sit there and watch that.
Was it? They only ran like 6 plays in the second quarter?
I think it was 4 maybe.
Maybe 4 at one point. They were none. I think when they came back on the field and they had 4 plays, they just killed the ball.
All right, 1 to 10, what would you rate that performance? 615-737-1045. Slay says 7.
And I would love to
I want to
explain.
understand this 7.
You know why? The reason I say 7, people, and you tell me if I'm wrong. One, first and foremost.
By the way, they will tell you if you're
I
wrong.
know, and I can't wait, and they know I'm here for it, especially on Trash Talk Friday. But what needs to happen before even rating UT listeners, fans, enthusiasts need to be reprogrammed because you forget it is a process to climb to the mountaintop. We are now at the bottom of the mountain, people. You got to climb back up. You don't just rock it up like Go-Go Gadget springs and spring up to the mountain. It's a process to it. So this was game 1. Did I want to see more points? Yeah, maybe 7 more points? It was 45?
Then they would have covered.
Then it would have
Then they would have covered.
So is that the problem? Maybe they didn't cover. But if you would have been listening to us, you would have bet on the under and you would have got it right like me. But I'm just saying, the reason I think it is a step forward, and I give it a 7, is because, man, it wasn't rattled. It looked like we competed. Milton was a problem. Why was Milton a problem? Because he was a statue looking for the gusto the gusto pass in order to get everybody on their feet.
I was on a text strand with you and Ramon last night, and Ron, I can't think of another guy I've seen do what he did last night. Just stand there flat-footed.
That was amazing. That was amazing. That's a testament to the O-line for him to still be standing up like that.
Was he just that calm? Like, hey man, I'm just gonna stand here. I'm gonna point for y'all to go deep. Like we're playing we're playing in the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're 12 years old playing in the street. Hey, kids, don't play in the street.
No, don't. At least look for cars.
Please don't.
And then I'm going to overthrow you.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that won't happen going forward. Because
that part can be fixed.
Yeah, all of these things are fixable.
All right, so 7.
7 for me, man, because the defense didn't get rattled. They were on the field a long time in that second quarter. And as much as we're pointing out the negative of Milton, we also got to flip the coin and point out the negative of the receivers too. Because in the second quarter, Jalen Hyatt catches that third down, which was about 12 yards, that would have kept the drive going.
You know, in the Pro Bowl when they do those contests and they've got like those targets that are on wheels going across the thing.
Yep.
That's what it looked like to me.
Exactly
It was like zing, boom. It's like Jalen Hyatt's like the target, and he just gets hit by the ball.
Well, it's probably because he was expecting a changeup when he got a 100-mile-per-hour fastball to his face.
Hey, this part of the Joe Milton experience, those guys know there ain't no changeup coming. They know what's coming.
And speaking of changeup,
catch the damn ball, man.
Yeah, you got to. You got to catch the ball. And speaking of changeup, real quick, back to my point. Fant dropped also another third down where it could convert into a first down.
Fant dropped one. Hyatt dropped 2.
Yep.
Milton missed 2 deep balls that were wide open.
And then when they were on the goal line and got the 2 holding penalties and got pushed back, that would have been another spot where Hyatt would have put us on the 2-yard line. He dropped that pass. So as much as Milton was not hitting guys, when he did hit guys, they dropped it. So that's all stuff that can be fixed.
Went for it on 4th down and didn't get it.
Yeah. But at the same time, you're talking about change-ups. I love how Coach Heupel did change it up. And he said, you know what? Scrap that. Tote this rock. Because anybody else could have stuck with their game plan. It's Bowling Green. Let's get out here what we trying to do. No, man, let's go dominate this game in another facet, which they did. The running backs look damn good. So I'm pleased with it. Listen, y'all, it's a lot of stuff to be fixed. Game 1, I'm okay. They gave up 6 points at home. Would y'all been okay if it would have been 60-32? Or 6 points. I'll take the 6 points, especially a defense that's been overshadowed by the offense.
Tennessee takes down Bowling Green 38-6. I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Hey, you right there around me. You're in the neighborhood. You ain't with me.
And look, I mean, there's a segment of the Tennessee fan population that went off a little bit about like being disgruntled about what they saw and all that. You're going to find that in every fan base, that percent of people that just aren't happy and won't be happy.
Yep.
But here's the reality of the situation. They look like a 5 or 6 or maybe 7 win team. If they get improved quarterback play, you're looking at maybe 7
wins. Thank you.
But based on what we saw, listen, man, you go stand on your feet for like 4 seconds. Sorry, I just saw our traffic guy walk by with Jimmy John.
You saw it too?
Now, listen.
That better not be y'all.
I love Jimmy John's, but we ordered at 1:30. It said it got delivered. We still don't have our sandwiches down on West End. So if you're down on the West End, and now they won't answer the phone.
Yeah, we tried calling multiple times.
Yeah,
I saw him with that bag. I was like, what?
I'm about to go take down Traffic Man. Totally got distracted.
I wish I could have seen people on Zone TV. If y'all could go back and rewind during this commercial break, look at Brent's face when this guy walks by. Yeah. Yes. Savage in the chat. You see Brent Sandwich walk by?
Go get John.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I love it.
We ordered at 1:30. Mm-hmm. They said it was delivered. It's 3:09. They won't answer the phone. We're not. Me and Huck are going hungry today, I think. The reality of the situation is you were looking at a 6-win team. But like I said, if Joe Milton goes just stands there on his 2 feet for 3 seconds against Georgia, he might die. Alabama, Florida, you can't do that.
Yep.
How in the world does that happen?
You're telling all facts. Guess what? The only thing I got to say about that, Brent, is I don't expect him to win them games anyway. I don't want.
Well,
He better not stand like that against Pitt.
He's gonna get
Tennessee
pummeled.
Tech. No, you know what I mean. The Kentuckys, South Carolinas. Don't stand like that against them. Just if you want to stand like that against Alabama, Georgia, and I'm not saying, look, I'm just Florida. I'm not just giving people a win, but I'm gonna stay in reality.
Yeah.
We just 7 wins.
Here's what Josh Heupel said after the game. It was game 1 in year 1. And he's right. So what does Coach Mack always say?
Keep your powder dry.
Keep your powder dry. That was Tennessee's largest margin of victory since the Vols beat Chattanooga 45-0 on September 14, 2019. They've played 21 games since then. They've played some bad teams, too.
Yep.
That's also the first game since that game where the opponent did not score a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Bowling Green, 23 carries for 32 yards. They had a 24-yard run on the second to last play of the game.
Uh-huh.
So outside of that one, which I don't even know who's on the field at that point, but 22 carries for 8 yards. So they did some things well.
Yeah.
I thought the offensive line played well.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're being coached really well based on what I saw out there. I thought, as you said, I thought the running backs did a good job of making somebody miss. They also weren't trying to hit the home run every time, which a lot of times when you play an opponent like that, you're going to do that.
Yep.
So they were taking what was there and then trying to put a move on the second level.
Right.
Wide receivers could have been better.
Yep.
Milton just looked like I want to see the all-22. I want to see a different view. You get so much more when you're in the stands.
Right.
But from what I hear, talking to people that I trust that were there, he was missing all kinds of open receivers.
Trying to get that ball.
So he didn't see the field well.
Yeah.
So to me, that was the only real issue. But obviously they have to get better in every aspect of the game if they want to do what they want to do.
And in game 1, Brent, you know what we're not talking about? We're not talking about look at them on the sideline. Look at their body language. They don't look like they want to be there. Nowhere in that game while watching it did I see any of that. That their body language was bad, like they wasn't playing for each other. They wasn't rallying to the ball. It was sometimes, I hate to bring this up, but Toe would make tackles sometime, look around to help get help from getting up, and nobody be there to give them a hand. That wasn't the case yesterday.
No,
These
the
guys,
energy level was good. Yeah,
that looks
much
good.
different.
That looks good. That looks good.
Jeremy Pruitt just has that negative personality type where it's just how people say you're either an energy giver or an energy taker.
Yep.
And he's an energy taker, whereas Heupel's more of an energy giver.
And
so
it's relationships being formed. I talk about relationships.
I think that was pretty obvious. Let's get Gareth and Woodbury up first today. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm happy with the coaching staff. I thought both lines looked real good. Milton's got a lot of talent, but my problem with Milton was, besides his flat passes, was when he would go to run, he would stand there in the pocket for 4 or 5 seconds and wave his arm for him to go deep. And on the designed runs, he was fine. He knew where he was going and did good. But when he would run out of the pocket, he would get arm tackled by people. He didn't know where he was going when he would run out of the pocket. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. 615-737-1045.
Good take. Give them to us today. I like that take.
I mean, he's a big guy, and he's a good athlete. He's not that burner that people were trying to sell.
Yep. And that's another thing that jumped off the screen. They said he was the 3rd fastest guy on the team.
I heard that too. There's no way.
It ain't no way. If it is,
we got problems.
We in trouble. Now we in trouble. Now we in trouble.
I liked what they did early, trying to get Javonte Payton involved,
decisive,
and Hyatt involved, and then it looked like they went from that short game to get him going, to get the quarterback going, to trying to look downfield a little bit. But I don't think he could see the field that well.
No, he couldn't. And it looked like he went from being decisive, like we want to get this, or take off, to, okay, he looks like he's in the groove, like you're saying. Take over, Milton. We opening up the package for you. Do your thing.
All right.
And it didn't work. Some plays.
When we come back, you'll hear from Josh Heupel following the game. Also, may play a cut from Al Wilson, who we had on the show. We had him on the show yesterday. You can check that out in the podcast section of the website, 1045thezone.com. Or grab it where you get your podcast. Go ahead and subscribe to 3HL and give us a nice review, please. We'll do all that. Take more of your phone calls. One line open, 615-737-1045. All that next.
This is where the Titans play. 104.5 The Zone.
I believe that man walked by with our sandwich.
Hungry.
If y'all are down near Jimmy John's on West End, let them know. They're messing with us. Gupta, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, that's where you need to go this weekend to get that next new vehicle. New, pre-owned, whatever you need, they're going to be able to help you out. And maybe you've been thinking about it for a while. Now's the time to get it done. Go see my friends Ken Gupton, Daniel Gupton, the guys at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram this weekend. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. About 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Take 24 west to exit 35 straight shot. If you're searching for that next vehicle and you're going dealership to dealership, make sure you include these guys. They are the absolute best. I've bought multiple vehicles from them. They are awesome, awesome people, and they'll do you right. Take your test drive, go inside. They'll help make the numbers work. It'll be that easy. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. The entire inventory is there. All the dealership information is there as well. GuptonMotors.com. Tell them Brent sent you. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Yeah. College football is back, baby. Oh, it's back. And FanDuel Sportsbook is making week one even more exciting. Right now, all customers, every single one of you, existing or new user, you get a risk-free bet. You get a risk-free bet.
I get what?
On any week one game. Risk-free bet. That's right. You place any
Hey,
What
Joe.
happened? What happened?
They're remaking them and bringing them.
Darn right they need to be. I'm getting borderline hangry right now.
I don't know how I feel about Slay thinking this is as funny as he's thinking this is.
Yeah, Mr. Slade, who went and ordered his food and could have brought some for the family.
No, y'all know I always bring something. All you have to do is tell me.
Let me try to find a scenario where Slay doesn't get his food for 2 hours.
Slay be pissed.
Think about if Dawn was here, how she'd be acting right now.
Yeah, y'all. Okay, kudos to y'all. I'm looking at the negative. The positive in this.
Stop being Tennessee fans.
I can't stop it. I can't stop that. But the positive in this is y'all are handling this very mature, like on the Trash Talk Friday.
Well,
y'all
we're
didn't
very
trash talk
mature
them or
people.
anything.
Very mature people.
I'm noticing.
I've been told that I'm way mature.
I saw the maturity when the guy walked by with sandwiches from y'all's restaurant.
I spotted it right behind Brent's, and I looked and said, "Man, that looks like a Jimmy John's bag." And I stared at him right when he walked. I went,
Ramon screenshot that, and it's funny.
Your face.
"Oh,
it's funny.
Oh no."
See, the funny thing.
Hunk doesn't drink, he doesn't curse, but he looked like he wanted to kill a man there.
He did.
I will eat some food.
Guess what I would have did right there to show y'all how petty I am to go with J-Mar and Ramon. After I heard this and y'all were looking for y'all sandwiches, I probably would have got a chair because you can move your mask. I would have got a chair and sat right down the window and ate my Jimmy John's sandwich while y'all was on the air. Hey, boy, y'all would have been PO'd, boy.
That's petty and violence.
That is.
In the
all
same
at the same
action.
time. So is.
All right, what would you rate Tennessee's performance last night?
That's
1
what
to
we
10.
wanna know.
Slay gave it a 7. I gave it a 6 because they look like a 6-win team.
Mm-hmm.
Our guy Blake Krieger texted me. He's like, 6? You're getting soft in your old age. 4.
Golly, bro.
See, I was saying 5.
Okay, so my thing is, real quick, before we
But
get
if
to
you
the
think
phone
about
lines,
it, really, it's only quarterback couldn't get the ball down the field.
that's it. And outside, you got to give Bowling Green credit, too. This is the same thing in basketball, whatever it may be. If you keep the ball out of a high-octane team's hands, they can't score.
I did love how quick they were going at the beginning of
That was
game.
beautiful. And and Bowling Green was doing the exact opposite. They didn't snap
Didn't they
the
have
ball
guys
until 5 seconds.
They had guys laying on Tennessee players.
Dude!
What about the guy that said he got his helmet stuck to the back pad? I'm like,
I love
there ain't no
that.
way that
I
helmet's
love that.
stuck to that back
I love
pad.
that. And then did
Give me
you
a
hear
break.
the adjustment the coach said? The coach said from Bowling Green, UT calls their play. We call our play. They counter it. We counter it again. Like, dude, they're out there playing chess with the play clock. They had delay of games and everything because they're taking their time. They're not going to let you get the ball back.
What did Josh Heupel say after the game? He said a lot of things, including this.
Great night. First of all, I just want to start by saying what an awesome experience for our players and our staff. Some of them the first time that they've experienced being able to go through Vol Walk, run through the tee. The fan support tonight on a Thursday night was absolutely fantastic. The student section, you could feel their energy from the very beginning at kickoff, man, and appreciate that. Going to continue to need that from them here in the future. This morning, I thought it was a unique opportunity to honor the Trailblazers that have come through this program. I got a chance to see a bunch of VFLs that were back, get a chance to meet some of them, and re-interact with some of them that have been by the campus or practice before. So it was a great start to the day. Excited about the win. We have a ton of ways that we can and are going to need to improve out of this football game. I thought defensively they played with passion, played with effort, played with energy, tackled relatively well in space. Did a really good job for most of the night. Offensively, there were times where we were clicking, handling things, played efficiently. At other times, simple things that we can control, where we didn't operate as efficiently as we can. Going to need to clean those things up as we continue to move deeper into the season. But for us, 7 months of work that goes into getting to this point. Building something from scratch, and I'm talking about relationships, who we are, what's the standard, what's it mean to be a Tennessee Volunteer football player. Really proud of getting to this point, playing with effort and passion and energy, being able to celebrate a win, and obviously we'll get back on Saturday and have an opportunity to watch the video and get a whole lot better from there.
Again, the defense, 23 carries for Bowling Green for 32 yards. That's 1.4 yards per carry. Again, the 24 of the 32 came on the second to last play of the game. Tennessee, meanwhile, running the football. You mentioned this, 64 carries, 326 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Jabari Small and Tyon Evans.
Oof.
Each had 116 yards. So combined, 38 carries, 232 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Evans got a little burst to him.
Yes, he do.
Now, I know a lot of Tennessee fans probably watching the game wanted to see some kind of explosive long play. Really, the only thing you had there was the 40-yard touchdown pass on the 50-50 ball where Milton just said, well, what the heck? Here you go.
And you think you do get those plays. He missed Tillman running up the seam, getting behind the two guys. So, I mean, like,
Twice.
Twice. It's all going to come together. But those are the plays you get to see because of the first quarter of him dinking and dunking, and then the guys going fast out of the backfield. Everybody has to suck in and come up a little bit. Then you get that guy exploding over the top. So, it's going to come. It's going to come. It's going to come, man. We on the way, people. We on the way. Like, this is season 1, game 1. It's rough.
615-737-1045. Robert next up. Robert, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? How are y'all?
Good. How you doing,
man?
Good. I was just going to chime in and point out a point that Slay made that I think is a very good, valid point, that Pot doesn't drop that ball. I think we score, we'd be in 40s or 50s potentially. Also, and, we get to halftime, I'm thinking, oh, my God, here we go again. It's a one-score game. And I know it's Bowling Green, but the way the defense played, the field goal kicker, the 2 field goals that he did make were I believe his 2 career longs, or at least last year his long was a 40, and I think last night he kicked a 42 and a 50.
50, yep.
So I would say the defense, not a lot of people have talked about it, but and I know it's Bowling Green, but I feel like that was pretty stellar performance for the defense. I kind of figured we would score a few more, was hoping, but I also thought they'd get it in the end zone or put up a few more points than they did. But so overall, first, the more I get to thinking about it, the better I feel about it. I think they can, as long as the coaches get in there and fix some of the things on tape, I think we're going in the right direction.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, got to get better at quarterback, though. I keep coming back to that, but it's true. You got to get better at quarterback. You know what Milton looked like when he was hitting Hyatt across the middle? He looked like Billy Madison playing dodgeball against the little kids. Remember that?
Yep.
Where he's just throwing as hard as he could, just tattooing these kids. That's what it looked like.
Yep, it did.
It looked like Milton was playing dodgeball.
Yeah, it did.
You're out, Hyatt.
Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. I got you. Hey, man, that's one thing, man. The man has a gun.
Oh.
That's a good point, though, man. That is a good point by him.
Well, that's how he can get away with standing flat on his feet.
Yeah,
because
he got a cannon like that.
Yeah, because that would normally be like a really long delivery. But because he throws freaking
darts,
lasers, it's like cuts down on that.
Yep.
Real quick, Titans note from Ben Arthur. Titans activated outside linebacker Harold Landry and wide receiver Racy McMath from the reserve COVID list. Other moves, rookie safety Brady Breeze to the IR. And tight end Michael Pruitt got signed today. You might have heard Joe Hunk talking about that to the practice squad. Calvin in Cheatham County next up. Calvin, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Hopefully you can hear me right now.
We got you.
All right, amen, man. Hey, your first mistake, you should have went with Jersey Mike's, man. That's the cold sandwich right there, man. That Italian at the Jersey Mike's got it right.
I mix it up. I already had Jersey Mike's this week, actually.
Man, I don't know what the Vols fans expected, man. Like, we got to put in perspective that, for one, Texas and Oklahoma are coming around the corner. Like, they done packed bags. They're headed this way. Mm-hmm. It's only going to get harder. We're probably not going to get the Manning boy like we want. Like, let's take it in stride, man. We lost to Georgia State week 1, like last year or 2 years ago. It's hard to even remember. That was a horrible feeling. Mm-hmm. Like, we came in there. We were tackling. We did – the quarterback, he was a little excited. He had a rocket for an arm last night. But everybody just be happy, man. It's fall. It's the Vols. If you're not a Vols fan, who cares? Alabama, they might get whooped by Miami. Who knows?
Yep.
Let's stay positive. That's all I want.
Thanks. Yeah, that's not happening. But anyway.
No. It's going to be rough. Yeah, De'Aaron King, you better keep getting them NILs. But this is what I'm saying. I think that's a great point.
Be positive, Slay.
That was. Keep getting NILs. Get a bankroll, man, because you ain't going to do nothing against Bama. They'll take all them NILs. You don't put them in the safety box. But this is what I'm saying. That is a great point by him. What people don't realize is we forget these people that we're playing, these opponents, the teams that come into Neyland Stadium that we play, that we pay to come in, they have ears too. Like, they're listening to this. Bowling Green knows they're the second to last team in the nation, in the stratosphere. Like, they want to come out and make a, you know what I mean? Like, listen, they trust
Tom
their
Hart
coach.
say they got to the stadium at 1 o'clock in the
Come
afternoon.
on, man.
last night.
You think they didn't take that experience in? That's
they were
different.
ready.
Yeah, man. Like, Neyland still holds that esteem to the people that never been in there. Like, whoa, where am I? So they were going to come out and execute their game plan, give them a little confidence. What I like is they did not break. The defense, that defense last year, even with Pruitt being a coach that's defensive-minded, would have broke 1,000 times. That defense didn't break. And I don't care it was Bowling Green. Not once in that game did I feel like, oh, man, here we go again. This could be Georgia State. This could be Georgia State. I didn't think that one. Here we go, Jim. I didn't think that one time, man.
Here we go, Jim.
I didn't think that one time that this was Georgia State at all. The reason being because it is a new culture there, and the body language and the way they're playing for each other is totally different than what was in the past.
Watch us on Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube. Subscribe there. Twitch.
Please.
Thank you.
Yeah, my bad.
One Big Mac, please, on Twitch. 5 out of 10. They beat a JV squad.
Yeah.
One Big Mac, please, again. Can the Titans get the Bowling Green kicker? Lonzo, who was, for the record, first in the chat today.
No. Go back and look.
Oh, it's not?
No.
He said he was first.
Yeah, he's lying. Look who's above him. Me. I was
You
first.
don't count. What are you talking about?
I do count. It's serious out here, man. It is serious. It's serious out here.
You can't take credit
Hey, man,
for being first to your own party.
I want it all.
Did you comment first? Like, did you say first?
I said first, and then Lonzo said first right after me. I beat him. Look at it. I'm telling you, go.
All right.
Scroll up the chat.
Lonzo was the first non-host in the chat. He also said he does have a cannon. William Titan, as a Kentucky fan, I wasn't impressed, and that's saying something, LOL. Will reminded me of the Peyton Manning commercial where he throws it to little kids. Yeah, that's true.
The SNL skit?
Tennessee wide receivers had marks on their body after that game.
Seriously.
Without question.
Like you could talk about Milton and the plays that he missed, but at the same time, how many receivers got the ball right in their hands and dropped it?
Ramon says Lonzo was first on my screen. Lonzo first.
Lonzo. I mean, Moan crazy. Lonzo and Moan crazy. Both crazy on Trash Talk Friday. Moan will be on a little later today, too, and I'm going to let him know he's crazy. But this is what I'm saying. I'm pleased. I'm pleased with it. But Lonzo. Come
He's
on.
in your head, man.
Lonzo, you in my head, dog. Get out my head. He trash talking me, man. See, he took over, man. Milton reminds me of one of the kids.
Keep it together.
One of the guys that are at the playground, they got a crazy arm, and he only want to throw Hail Marys.
Yeah.
So he always sits back there and scrambles around and then launches it as far as he can. Like, and you got a 10-yard curl right there. Just hit the curl. Let him show out, you know. But
it's like the slow kid.
Yeah, he want to show his arm.
I'm not even being guarded. Like I'm right here. No. Keep going. Keep going.
Keep on going. And it's just like the pass that they threw in the end zone. He still had 15 yards of green in front of him. He stopped on a dime, then launched it like into coverage. But I mean, hey, it is what it is.
It was entertaining, man.
Was,
I've never
man.
seen a quarterback like
it was.
It's like the guy in the club that like he's trying to dance, but his feet ain't moving. Like, what are you doing?
His upper
man?
body's just going crazy.
Darrington next up. What's up, D?
What's going on?
What's happening?
All right, so look, man, you know I'm trying to get a grasp of college football and just watch it just for being ball. So I actually want to give Tennessee a 5, and that's because of the defense and what it was projected to be. Being that they was not playing against nobody for real, but just looking at ball, Joe Milton kind of reminds me of he's just an athlete. He's not really a quarterback, but because he can throw, it's like he grew up playing setback all his life.
That's the same thing I said. Yo.
And he was the one. And I get like Josh Allen when he first came, and I think if you try to mess with him as far as getting his feet together, because like Brett said, if he doesn't move his feet, he will get killed.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as anything else, if you mess with it, I think it would complicate it more because he thinks too hard, and instead of just playing football.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if he just plays, and like Ron say, y'all are doing a whole culture change. That takes time.
Right.
And with the offense they running, that's going to take time. And I kind of get Georgia Tech vibes with all the running that's going to be. So I just listen. I don't know what your opinion on that as far as all the running is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think thank you, D. Have a great weekend, man. I think Josh Heupel just got to the point where he's like, you know what? Screw this pass game. We're just going to line up and run it at him.
Like we're working on something. But at the same time, okay, let's take the pass off.
Plus, you don't want to show
everything.
Lot.
Yeah, so let's just tote it. You know what I mean? I liked it.
How much pressure do you think that took off Milton when they started running the football and he had the ability to not know, hey, look, I don't have to throw the ball everywhere?
Oh, my gosh. I think that was it. I think that's why he started out getting the quick passes out to set all that up. Like all of that was playing off of each other. But I think in that second quarter, a couple of drops, but I think they gave him a lot. I think he got relaxed and started thinking, I'm playing Bowling Green. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to play the opponent. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to play the name of the opponent. You want to play everybody like they're the same. And I think at some point, after it was so easy in that first drive, I think they started thinking like this was Bowling Green. And I like how he took the reins out of his hand and put it back in the running back's hands.
Marc Mariani is coming up next, and he's got his blood in the water pick.
Uh-oh.
So I'm looking forward to that. Before we do that, though, hit the podcast section. Kirk Herbstreit, Greg Cosell yesterday, and this guy, Al Wilson. I need a little Al Wilson real quick before we go to break, talking about what his reaction was when Florida missed the field goal in 1998.
Well, I was extremely tired at that moment, so once that ball went, it did not go through the goalpost. I just laid on the field. You know what I mean? I was that tired.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just a 4 quarters of truly giving myself up for my team and my teammates and for the university and the fans. And once he missed that field goal, it was just like everything that I had was gone. Every piece of energy that I had that night it was out of me.
Al Wilson. Check out the podcast where you get your podcast. When we come back, Marc Mariani's got his blood in the water pick for this weekend. That's next on 104.5 The Zone.
Blaine Bishop puts it all in layman's terms.
I don't know how you flip the switch from being in the huddle and then you talk to us completely different. So we all understand what it is that you're saying. That's a skill that you've got.
And to be honest, this is what I did as an actual player. Because I was a guy that learned differently. I was a visual guy. So we could talk about all the jargon we want to and then go up there and put all the stuff, the fancy stuff on the board. That would have confused me. All it is this, and this. And that's what you want to put it in. And that's what I did for myself personally.
Blaine and Mickey, Monday afternoon from 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
Vols to the wall on Twitter. Hit us there at 3HL1045. Who was the big LSU quarterback with the big arm who washed out? I thought I was smelling something. I didn't know what it was. Is it football season?
Well, you're in the Gulch, so it might be something else. But yeah, it's football season. Let's go.
Oh,
how are you, boys?
It's a little skunky in here. Yeah, no, we're good, man. Yeah, hey, you got anything on this Michigan State Northwestern game, or are you out on that one?
Well, as hard as I was rooting for the Vols last night on that final drive to get a junk TD, that wounded me a bit. So I haven't even picked up the slate of games yet today. So we'll see. You know, I can't pass up a good lock, though. So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, they almost had that interception that would have given them the short side of the field.
That would have been big.
I'm thinking if we can play, you know, all day long and come down and score a junk TD and everyone's happy, this is going to be a beautiful day in Vol Nation. But no, we can't. We don't make the cover. Everyone's a little bit salty. Joe Milton's getting a lot of heat, which I'd like to play devil's advocate on here in a second. But a nice little junk TD cover would have been a fantastic way to start the year.
Former Tennessee Titan wide receiver, kick returner, Marc Mariani with us. So what did you think about – I've never seen a quarterback that flat-footed. I'm trying to think.
Well, listen. So, hey, flat-footed is a good way to put it. But I'm looking – so this is just devil's advocate. I'm not hitting a pro here. He's not this isn't a attribute that I think we should let little kids be – you know, this isn't coaching tape. But this dude, I wonder what's more coachable, dropping back in the pocket and being flat-footed and calm and confident, maybe not decisive in making any decision with the ball at all, or on the flip side, a guy with happy feet that, you know, hears the pressure and feels the pressure and gets out of there immediately. I actually thought last night watching the game, I thought, man, this dude drops back in the pocket. He's got his head up. He's got his eyes downfield. And I'm not comparing him to Tom Brady, but Tom Brady's sort of the staple of that feet anchored in the ground statue deal where he doesn't move. So he just got back there. Now, my boy Joe Milton couldn't make a decision on where to go with the football, and that's one thing. But I think it's a more coachable trait for him going forward than a guy that's scared of the pressure, having happy feet, and just tucks it and runs it instantly. I think Heupel and the boys can work with it on that, but I can see why he's getting crushed a little bit today. But I noticed it and thought, well, he's at least got settled back there and feels comfortable enough. But that SEC rush is going to hurt him if he doesn't get that fixed.
Hey, so some of those throws, man, that dude's got a cannon. As a former wide receiver, Mark, it looked like Milton was playing dodgeball, man. Right. Like Jalen Hyatt took two off the side.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, some of those deep balls, dodgeball, you're supposed to hit somebody. I mean, but he's not afraid to let it rip. You know, as a receiver, you want a little time to make an adjustment. What I'm more speaking of are those deep balls, and he missed a couple. And, man, if he connects on any of those, you know, early second, third quarter, you know, you bust the thing wide open early, and now you come out of the second half throwing the ball a little more. I mean, when they came out of the second half, they just thought to themselves, we're having a hard time throwing this rock. Let's just run it down their throat. I would have liked to see him cut it loose and give him at least a shot, but he wasn't hitting anything. But when you throw those deep balls, you got to put some air on it. These guys are so athletic, and that receiving core is so athletic. You got to give those guys a chance to run under and make adjustments, and he was just throwing lasers. But, again, for all that we've gone through with Vol football, and, you know, we got beat early in the season by someone we shouldn't have last year. It was nice to just put a whooping on somebody, get some coaching tape, and move on and, you know, kind of get a win under our belt. So I was stoked last night. Wish we would have covered, though, you know. Wish we would have got that junk team, but was stoked with the win and happy for all the big balls out there.
You're playing with my emotion. By the way, your Montana boys, Marc Mariani with us on 3HL, former Titan wide receiver, kick returner. Your Montana boys at Washington. Number 20,
Whoa, you're
Washington.
trying to steal my thunder. Wow. No, hey, listen. As we gear up for the blood in the water, dude, there's a glaring upset in the making in Seattle, Washington. Here, up with Montana boys, down with the foe. Boom, good old Grizzly. Dude, I mean, we're going to go into Husky Stadium and knock the socks off them. I got to give Jake Locker a call after I hang up with you boys and let him know the Grizz are in town.
Yeah, he's out in the woods somewhere, man. Like, it's hard to get that guy.
Yeah, it's very hard. No service up there. But They don't even have a line on it yet that I've seen, so it must be pretty bad. But, hey, the boys are on the national radar, all right? So we're not going to worry about what the score is. We're just going to go take care of business. But
hey, you need to get this done as a former Montana great. You're like the greatest player to ever come out of Montana. You need to get this done, Mark. You've got all kinds of power. They need to have an actual grizzly bear on the sideline. You take an actual grizzly bear to Washington, you might scare the hell out of them into a dub.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on, Mark. Pull the strings.
Bro, it's 2021. You can't be keeping those things in captivity these days. That stuff only worked in the 80s, bro. You can't be having that anymore.
I remember going to Cherokee, North Carolina. Like, you go to Gatlinburg, you go up over the mountain into North Carolina, Cherokee, they would have all kinds of like, hey, come see the live bear in this cage thing. I don't.
Yeah, nice.
I'm with you. I don't think that's going on very often, is it?
No, but we do. I mean, listen, when the Grizzlies come to town, it's got to be the most intimidating mascot around. So I'm proud to be a U of M Grizz, and I think I'll pass on having one on the sidelines. But we still do scare the hell out of people, so that's good.
Yeah. Loose ball can't go get that.
No, I'm staying away from that sideline.
Hey, give us a little bit on Jarrell Casey, man. Hanging him up after 10 years. I don't know if he's like you. You're going to keep the cleats in the trunk just in case. But man, what a hell of a player.
I'm still waiting. I'm still even this year waiting for J-Rob to give me a holler. See, I could go fair catch a couple. No, listen, man. As far as my time and doing it and being in the facility around this organization and being around the history of it. In all that I know, this is one of the great Tennessee Titans that has ever gone through those doors. I mean, if you look at not only his body of work on the field, but off the field as well, and then all of the transitions that he went through, and to be as consistent of a football player and a human being, and kind of, I heard Mike Keith say this earlier, but kind of grow up as a young third-round draft pick coming out of UCLA to now a 31-year-old, 10-year vet, 5-time Pro Bowl, kids, family, wife, and just an unbelievable hero and role model in the community. I mean, this guy, there's not many more words to say. I have so much respect and admiration for him, again, on and off the field. And it was right for him to come back and finish as a Tennessee Titan. I know he didn't want to leave in the first place last year. So that was a little salty. And being a guy that's been cut a couple times, you get kind of frustrated with those things. And so for him to be able to come, have his moment, be on the Jumbotron, be in front of his brothers, you can't throw enough of a celebration for this guy. There aren't words to describe what he's meant to this organization. And so, I think the celebration for him is just getting started. He's an amazing human being, and anything he pursues after football, he's going to crush it. He's just too good of a dude. So kudos to him, and I'm so happy for him and his family.
Man, salute to Big Casey. Mark, let me ask you this, switching gears real quick. What's the blood in the water pick that I keep on hearing about from you?
Yes. Well, first of all, let me tell you, Slay, I'm excited to be on with you this fall because you're a legend around here. And so that. I'm just, you left big shoes to fill, so this is going to be fun. But this started a couple years ago, and the blood in the water is an underdog winner. So if you have a plus, any plus number, if you have a plus 100, you qualify as an underdog. But we don't take points. We don't want the points around here.
Okay.
We're taking an underdog outright winner, and we pick one every week. And I believe due to a nice hot finish to last season, we finished at 500, like 13-13. So these things, if you're betting along with it, plus these are hard to pick. And my boys, when they smell blood in the water and they go after these underdogs, go after these big boys, we're hitting at the Mariani Sportsbook. So
I think you went 8. I think you went 8-3.
What's that?
I think you went 8-3, something like that down the stretch. Like you got hot.
How far?
Oh, it was nice toward the end. It was getting good there. I was kind of pulling rabbits out of a hat toward the end of the year. It was good, and I was happy if you're on here bragging about being 500, it means you were down. You were down in the beginning of the year. But these are plus bets, too. We're not talking about minus 110s.
That's right.
We're not taking the favorites here. We're taking the underdogs, man.
All right, so what are you sniffing on this weekend? Where's the blood in the water that you're seeing this weekend, man?
Listen, I got to be honest with you. Week 1, there's so many curveballs, and it is what it is. But I'll tell you this. Mr. DJ Ukulele is going to get introduced to this SEC defensive line at Georgia. I'm living in SEC country. I've bought into it over the years, and there's no way that this Georgia defense doesn't just go out in Clemson. Now, I'm a little bit nervous. I have a home game being at Clemson, but JT Daniels coming from USC, I'll tell you what, Georgia Bulldogs, I can't even believe that they're getting 3 points, even though it's on the road, so it's basically a pick-em. But I'll tell you, first week out the gate, SEC versus ACC, I'll take it all day long.
You don't need the points, Mark. You don't need those points, Mark.
Points, baby. We want straight up. We're not taking those Georgia points, baby. What is it, plus 100? Let's take it all day.
That's what I'm talking about.
I did it, too.
Yeah.
I did it, too.
Yes.
Georgia money line.
We're in SEC country, baby. We're not putting money on the ACC. Let's go, unless you're North Carolina and going to blow them out tonight, of course.
Hey, Mark, great to hear your voice, man. Glad you're doing well, bro, and we'll talk to you next week.
Dude, I am excited for this season, man. We're going to have a blast. You guys have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon.
Definitely. Appreciate you, Mark. I got to bring the energy like Mark. That's energy right there.
He doesn't need no points.
Don't give me no points.
He also said this was supposed to be his preseason, so he says he wasn't going to be ready to be up to speed until next week.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah,
you got to ramp it up,
man.
You got to ramp it up.
Yeah, you eat. Listen, man, ain't nobody just diving torpedo style into this thing except me with the helmet on. Yeah, because I got orange solar blood.
When we come back, Chris Lowe will talk about some of the big games coming up this weekend around the country. That's next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
It's Thursday Night Football as Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the Dallas Cowboys to start the NFL season. Coverage starts Thursday night at 6:30 on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? You know it's hot outside. The real estate market is too. This right here is from Charles. This is his own listener. Let's see what he had to say. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate exceeded all my expectations and allowed me to avoid all the stress of selling my home. It was such a smooth process, and I highly recommend them. That right there, people, that's from Charles. He was satisfied with Mark Spain Real Estate. Why? Probably because they're guaranteed offer that keeps you in control, and you sell your home fast or choose when you want to move. Also, there are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. It is that simple. And this is what I find so impressive about them. The Wall Street Journal just ranked Mark Spain Real Estate the #1 real estate team in the U.S. for closed homes for the 4th year in a row. Go to markspain.com today. That's markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing, or call 855-299-SOLD.
This is Jim Rome with the CBS Sports Minute. There are bad ways to start a college football season, and there are bad ways to start a coach's career at a school. And then there's what happened to Gus Malzahn at UCF. Before you know it, they're trailing Boise State 21-0. So factor in a miserable start, combine that with a long weather delay.
Hickory Boulevard. And in Antioch, the right shoulder's blocked from an accident at I-24 westbound before we get to Hickory Hollow Parkway. Be on the lookout for a crash in South Nashville at I-40 westbound near Fester's Lane and another downtown at I-40 eastbound near Charlotte Avenue. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
From the WinBet studio, Win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. The Titans and the Cardinals. Kickoff is Sunday, September 12th at noon on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good afternoon. I am Joe Honk, and the Vols had a 38-6 win last night over Bowling Green. Joe Milton ended the game with 140 yards passing, 44 yards rushing, and 3 total touchdowns. Running backs wise, you had both Smalls and Evans. Both had 116 yards each, both with a touchdown. And tonight you have high school football throughout the state of Tennessee, and you also have it right here on 104.5 The Zone as Beach is taking on Hendersonville, and you'll be able to hear that with pregame starting at 6 o'clock. Kickoff is at 7. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station of the Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
Chicago, Northwestern, and Michigan State going at it tonight on ESPN. Should be on the sideline with that broadcast coverage at 8 o'clock.
You know what, Mayor?
What?
I got to give a shout out.
Who are you shouting out?
I'm shouting out, man. I got our handy guy, maintenance guy, handy guy. Tom, that's my guy, the Tomster, man. He came through, and when he had to get some little things touched up at the house today, and when he came in, guess what he said? Man, I love that. I love that on your intro, man, your walk-up music when they say, I'm in the building. Drop it for him, huh?
I'm in the building.
Hey,
this right here?
This for you, Tom.
I'm in the building.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Tom,
So is this what happens when you go home? Like the music just starts playing and you're like, I'm in the building?
Yeah, and then I just start walking like Babs. I walk like Babs through that house.
Let's get Chris Lowe in here in the mix at CeeLo ESPN
CeeLo in the building.
On Twitter. We got a lot of games coming up this weekend. Chris, let's start with Tennessee last night. The win over Bowling Green, 38-6. What was your generalized takeaway from that?
It was about like I thought it would be, Brent. Tennessee started great, looked great in the first quarter. They were terrible in the second quarter.
CeeLo, this wasn't a national championship performance? Are you kidding me?
No. I don't. Come on, play. It's Bowling Green, man. Not Alabama, not Ohio State. But they did play with a lot of energy, Brent, I thought. And I thought the energy in the stadium was great. And to see a lot of young guys getting on the field, I thought the defensive line, they played 11 guys. Clearly, they got to throw the ball in the passing game better. It's not all Joe Milton. They got to make more plays as receivers. Those guys got to get open better. They get more separation. Because you know what better teams are going to do against them. They're going to line up and say, okay, beat us throwing the football down the field. We're not going to let you run the ball. But I do think you saw areas, you saw the tempo, you saw that offense sort of flash. And I can guarantee you that that's something that Josh Heupel will be working on to see if they can get more consistency. But having the kind of quarter they had in the second last night, and let's be honest, let's call it what it is, Bowling Green's one of the worst teams in the country. To be so bad and so just sort of off kilter in the second quarter, if you're playing anybody, just about anybody in the SEC, or probably even Pitt, that one bad quarter could be enough to beat you.
Let's go ahead and move on while we've got you into some of these games that are coming up this weekend. Georgia and Clemson, it's crazy to think about how successful these two programs have been. Clemson, 39 of its last 42 games are wins. Georgia, 31-7 in their last 38, but obviously trying to get over that national championship hunt. What do you think about this matchup?
Well, and I'm going to make the ACC people mad, but if you flip the two teams during that same span, I bet you Georgia's record would be pretty close to what Clemson's has been. I think the talent's pretty comparable. Now, that does not diminish what Dabo Swinney and that staff, those players have done, but they just dominated the ACC, Clemson has. See, I think this is a little bit of a mulligan game for Georgia. Is that if Georgia wins this game, then it's almost like they have a throwaway, because if they can win this game, and even if they were to lose, let's say, in the conference championship game to Alabama and win everything else, I think they would be in the playoff, despite losing in the championship game. Clemson, it gets a little dicier for them. If they lose to Georgia, I think they got to run the table.
Yeah.
I think it's and even if they do, what happens if that scenario works out, guys, where I just mentioned, Georgia were to lose in the championship game, Alabama's unbeaten, let's say you got an unbeaten Oklahoma team, I don't know what's going to happen to the Big Ten, maybe say Ohio State's unbeaten. At that point, Clemson could be in trouble. I think Georgia's personnel across the board is a little bit better. I think the quarterback play is going to be awfully telling. Clemson's the new first-year starter. JT Daniels seems to be healthy. Defensively, I think Georgia's a little bit better, and I think that's why they win the football game.
You think any surprise can come to LSU with UCLA already having a game under their belt?
Yes, Lee. I think that's a tough game for the Tigers. I mean, think about it. They've had to practice at a different venue all week.
Right.
They got to fly across the country, play against a UCLA team that I think will be pretty potent offensively this year, Kelly. They certainly showed it against Hawaii. I don't know how much that means. Right. This is a big year, too, for Chip Kelly and UCLA. They really need to show some progress. This is their chance to say, all right, we're going to sort of finally, under Chip Kelly, start to sort of make a move. So I think this is a tough game. It's a tough trip. Everything has not been ideal, obviously, for LSU. I'm sure a lot of those kids have family members, have loved ones there in the state of Louisiana who have battled, through a lot of tough situations over the last week. I think this is a hard game. If you ask me which game of the ranked SEC teams I think those ranked teams have the best chance to lose, I think it might be this LSU-UCLA game.
And you may not, you don't have to answer this, but let me ask you anyway. Orgeron, if he loses this game with them having to do all the moving and knowing the things, the situation he's up against with this, does he get a mulligan or does the seat get hotter?
Well, I think it depends on what he does the rest of the year.
Right. Okay.
I don't think just losing this game. I mean, they've had so much happen off the field there at LSU last year. And that's not to say all of it's tied to Ed, but they've had a lot going on off the field. So you know how that goes, man.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff matters a whole lot more if you start losing football games. Now, if they were to rebound and win 10-plus games, I'd say everything's going to be fine. But it's last year was a bad year. It was a COVID year. So I sort of give everybody benefit of the doubt last year. I do think this is a big year, though, for that program to come back and prove that they are a 10-win-plus football team.
Chris Lowe, ESPN.com with us. Chris, you think Lane Kiffin's looking forward to that stage on Monday night?
Man, Lane Kiffin looks forward to every stage, all right? I had spent some time with Lane in Oxford this past week doing something on he and Matt Corral, their quarterback. That's a team, if they're as improved as I think they might be on defense, and they've added several new faces. Their senior safety, Otis Reese, only played in 3 games last year. He's a big difference maker for them in that defense. He's going to be ready to go every game. If they could just be upper half nationally in defense, so somewhere in the top 60, top 70, I think they're going to score the kind of points with Matt Corral slinging the ball around the way he does. I bet you he has a huge season this year. Watch Ole Miss. I don't think they're going to win the West, but I could definitely see them factoring into who wins the West. Go look at their first 5 or 6 games this year. They will be favored in, I think it's the first 6. I bet they're favored in the first 5. If they take care of business and really gain that kind of momentum, look out for the Rebels down the stretch.
Alabama and Miami. Alabama a big favorite, almost 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Bama in these games to open the season under Saban are just about unbeatable. I mean, they really are, and it's I understand they're breaking a new quarterback. They got a lot of new faces at receiver, offensive line, but they recruit so well, and the way they develop kids that are freshmen or maybe playing behind, say, a Devontae Smith or behind, an Evan or the kid up front, Leatherwood up front on the offensive line. Mm-hmm. They're as good as anybody at having those guys ready to play because their competition on the practice field is so good. I mean, you've got 4 and 5 stars every day going at it. So to start the year, even though they have a lot of new faces, I don't know that they cover 3 touchdowns, but I'd be very surprised if Alabama doesn't lose. Put it this way, Bryce Young, who's going to step in at quarterback for Mac Jones, win or lose, he's going to make a little bit, as their main man Randy Moss would say, straight cash this year with his deal.
I love it. Chris Love from ESPN. Real quick, Vanderbilt with the home opener, the season opener tomorrow.
Let's go, Clark Lee.
Haven't won a game since 2019. They're going to get it done tomorrow night, aren't they?
Well, yeah, and I think you look at sort of what Coach Lee has done there and what he's tried to do. Let's not worry about what did happen or what didn't happen last year. Let's build up. Let's sort of start, set the tone the way we want to set it with our program. And I like that. I mean, over the years being around, having lived in this state now for 20-plus years, there's always all that talk about what has happened previously, what Vanderbilt hasn't done, what they don't have. I like his approach. Let's look ahead. Let's look forward. Let's move forward and see what we can get accomplished.
Chris, love it, man. Thanks for the visit. Have a great weekend.
I will. See you guys.
Appreciate it, CeeLo.
At CeeLo ESPN. When we come back, the Savage, Ramon Foster.
Hey.
He'll break down what he saw in that Tennessee win last night. Ramon Foster from J. Martin Ramon next on 104.5 The Zone.
J. Mart and Ramon are not afraid to put themselves out there with a bold prediction.
I've been fighting saying this out loud. Who would, Jay? I'm picking the Titans to win the Super Bowl.
Monday, starting at 6 on 104.5 The Zone.
Man, that humidity broke. I know a lot of y'all going to be getting out in the yard this weekend. Before you do that, you need to listen to my guy Trey Hartsook from Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, DickensSupply.com. Trey, what's up?
Brent, what's going on, man? Hey, beautiful Friday here in the Middle Tennessee area. Like you said, dude, fall is here. We got football going on. You know what that means. It's time to get the lawn whipped into shape. No better place to turn than Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply because, hey, like we always talk about here, anybody can go buy a bag of grass seed here, a bag of first aid at any big box store, but you get what you pay for. At Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, we have the best products in the Middle Tennessee area for your lawn, right? Because every lawn is a little different. So whether you have a shady lawn, we have a custom blended shade mix. Whether you're all sun, we have a seed mix for that. So any issue that you might have with growing grass, we can overcome that at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. And the great thing is, Brent, it's easy, man. It's something anybody can do. You can not know anything about turf. Come in once a month, get what you need, go put it on the lawn. Dude, I promise you're going to be top-notch. People are going to be saying, daggum, dude, what'd you do to the lawn? It looks great. So that's what we want to do here for you, man. And, hey, at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, the thing is, we're not just a turf center. We're equipment, dealer, sales, service, anything you need, whether it's Toro, Spartan, Snapper, Walker, Right Standard, the best brands in the industry available at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. And if you need some service stuff, man, we have great technicians at every location. Get you in, get you out, get you back cutting grass. No time at all. Check in and see us. Nashville, Cool Springs, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lawnmower, Mount Juliet, and Franklin opened up at 7 a.m., closing at 4:30 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturdays. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
Hey, it's Ramon Foster. Guys, have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be low T or something else, like sleep apnea or even low thyroid. You need to schedule a comprehensive health assessment at Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to take care of your health, and most healthcare insurance is accepted. And now they offer the convenience of monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Mike Keith back with you. My good friend Gary Ashton recently told me that people walk up to him all the time and say, don't sell without the intel, because it's true. Now is a fantastic time to sell in Nashville, but you can't do it without
One of which is Levon Kirkland.
Okay.
Talking about Clemson. He played there.
I got some questions to ask him about Clemson, how they got back to where they are.
And we got our guy Ramon Foster from
Savage.
Jay Mart and Ramon joining us now. Ramon, what's up, man?
Man, not much, man. I'm glad you guys had me on. When Joe Hunt called me, man, I answered the phone. I said, Tony.
Here we go, Jim. Tony. That is so Jim Nance by Caliendo right there. He said he can only do like 2 words, and that's one of them. Hey, let me go ahead on the front end and ask you a question. I don't know where you are, but you're not here. Your producer, though, is here. He's been here since, what, 4 in the morning?
Yeah,
I'm looking at
4 in the
Shafe right now. What is he doing?
Hey, I'll say this. Respectfully, Shafe is one of the best to do it, man. Joe Hunt, no disrespect to you, but I'm going to tell you this. If Shafe ever decides to try to go somewhere, guess who he's going to have to take with him?
Right there in the side pocket.
I mean, is he in there cutting, like, truck stop commercials or something? Like, what's going on, do you think?
Man, our 1-year anniversary is coming up, man, for when we started the show. So I think we get that coming up Tuesday whenever we're back in the studio after Monday.
Man, time flies.
Man, are y'all going to call Sunflower and invite him in for this 1-year anniversary?
Now, Tony.
Who is Sunflower?
Here we go, Jim.
Tony. Who is this Shaquille Sunflower person?
Some guy
I
that
don't
comes
know,
on their
but
show.
I think he's one of Run Slay reps. So, hey, we don't know. Frank. He just finds a way onto the airwaves, and Shafe lets him.
And Shafe lets him. Yes, he does.
All right, man. What did you think? Like, overall, I started the show by saying 1 to 10. Great grade what you saw last night from Tennessee. Slay went 7.
Man.
I went 6. Hunt went 5.
I'm gonna go right in between you and Ron at a 6.5. That's where I'm at, man. I know we're not giving out half sizes, but to me, I thought that was about as solid as it was, man. They did everything they were supposed to do right. The biggest detriment is what everybody want to talk about. Well, it's 2, but the biggest one to me was the second quarter. If you're trying to figure out how to defend our team, it's clearly just to keep them off the field. The quick 3 and outs that they had, I didn't think it was a big disappointment. I just know that's like part of the operation that comes with running that type of offense. So I wasn't really upset about that. Mine was just the efficiency of the second quarter and the fact that, look, it was some catchable balls, and we all have plays during the game, whereas, okay, you're supposed to make that, but you know what? Not everybody's batting 1,000. It just sucks because you're not afforded many more opportunities after the fact when it comes down to running this type of offense. So that was good to me, watching that D-line work early on. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Ron Slay's Redbird, man, with Isaiah. Like, they started them off as the guy that gets off the bus first, and then we didn't see him again much at all. So I was just like, he's doing damage in the middle of that defensive line, and I was expecting to see more. But we knew we were going to have a bunch of young guys, some transfers, and some guys that was really making it happen on this team. The offense was efficient enough other than that second quarter. The run game, in which we've asked Heupel numerous times, like, we heard it's fast. How are you going to do with the running game? And one thing he said time and time again, look at our averages. And he didn't say it in a cocky way, but he was just like, you guys get breakdowns of what we do. We are one of the highest rushing teams in America every single year in his offense, and it shows. There's a lot of things that go into doing it. You spread guys out enough and you set it up to where the O-line, the blocking scheme is good enough to where you're getting 8 yards a pop. You break one for 15 here and there. I was really surprised to actually see that work. And, yes, I know it was Bowling Green, but it was a good showing of being able to take over games as far as the run game is concerned. You guys know, like I know, the SEC is going to be rough. Everybody's got a running back or a run attack, and I'm just glad we're in that show with them.
Savage, this is what I was going to ask also. Ramon Foster here joining us from J-Mon Ramon. But right now he's in Savage mode. So I want to know, the trenches, were you not pleased with what you saw in the trenches? And I'll ask this also. They were rotating 4 at a time on defense, on the defensive line, about 2 plays, and then they'll bring in 4 more guys in. Offensively, we didn't get to see that when Mays went out at center. You saw, a couple of things where the depth wasn't there. You know, it was guys in there, but it was holding calls and things like that. How pleased were you with the defensive line? I heard you talk about Elijah Simmons, the Firebird. I don't know what happened, but he was causing havoc. But outside of that, everybody else on that line.
Man, I thought they did pretty good as a whole. They got to the quarterback. They were able to. To me, I was happy for this. You can tell they're actually getting taught some stuff, and I know we keep bringing it up time and time again as far as those kids' development. So, and I say this a lot, even a broke clock is right 2 times a day, meaning that even a bad team like Bowling Green are going to do some good stuff. I know some people probably expected this defense to get to the quarterback every single play. Why? Because it's Bowling Green. But that's not the case. Those guys work hard too, and just sometimes it don't work in your favor. What I noticed from this group was the fact that if they weren't getting to the quarterback, they were at least getting their hands up to swat the ball away. We had a good bit of those last night. Their ability run, the young guy from Innsworth,
Tyler Barron.
Tyler Barron. There was a few plays he got. Did he get 2 sacks or what? But there was a few plays that he got to the quarterback, and it was smart enough on him to recognize he had a mixed match.
Right.
He had a tight end over him, and he did nothing but run through that guy because he had it in his mind. Look, I know the scenario. I know that you don't want to block me, and I'm going right through your face. And it was good to see those things. And like I said early on our show, you have the ability of some people, man, that watch film and become students of the game. J.J. Watt did one thing for this league. He showed that, look, if you can get a defensive lineman that's not going to get you a sack, I think, and you know you're not going to get there, why continue to run through a wall when you don't have to? You can stop and jump and block a pass. I think it may have been one of those years where J.J. Watt was leading the league in pass deflected.
Yep.
That was smart on me. That shows me that, look, it's not just out there, hey, you're a 4-star, go do work. Like, no, it's bigger than that sometimes. It was good to see that you said as far as them, rotating as quick as they did and as often as they did. I think they just got to learn. It's 2 ways you can look at this, Ron and Brandon listeners. If we're talking about how fast this offense is and this defense doesn't need to be gassed, I think this is just going to be the means of operating to get this type of to keep those guys fresh on the field. And, again, I think it also does this. Look, if we're rotating every 2 or every 3, you better get yours because you're coming out because we got to preserve you. And I feel like that also adds a side competition. Look, we're going every 2 or every 4, and if you don't get them, you know you're coming out regardless of what's happening because we don't know if this offense is going to go a quick 3 and out the next time around. We know this is the means of operating. So, Ron, you know how it is, man. If you Brent too, if you lose in 21 or first to 11, hey, you might have to sit for a while if the park is packed that day.
Yeah.
And I think that's the approach that they're taking right now.
Ramon Foster with us on 3HL from J. Martin Ramon. You can hear them every weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. right here on 104.5 The Zone. Hey, Ramon, let's go on the other side of the ball. Offensive line. Man, I saw some things there. You want to talk about looks like they're being coached.
Yeah.
I was really impressed just on a baseline. Here's the first game. And I know everybody's going to say the opponent and things like that. There are things you can look for if you know what you're looking for. And offensive line, I want your take. It looked like they were getting some stuff done.
So, of course, everybody's going to say this, Brett. But, again, I promise you this. Had those guys not blocked the way they should have, I guarantee you Bowling Green would have took advantage of it. And they still were able to get to the quarterback also on 1 or 2 plays simply because whether they're holding the ball too long or they just schemed it up well and they'll just have to correct it on film. With that being said, I thought the guys did a really good job. Aside from the opponent, I thought they did really well, and it's because of this. We saw the way Joe Milton was holding the ball, and I don't care who you are, what level you're at. For him to be able to sit back there, planting both of his feet in the ground, and just wait, and he's pointing and directing like he's a band, like he's orchestrating a band. And I thought that was impressive. You look on that film, if you rewatch it, man, those guys got people's hands in their face, their heads are back, and they're just getting bull rushed, and they're holding their ground. I think that says a lot about their development. I think that says a lot about what the mindset is of this offense, too. I'll never forget when I first got to the league and I got my first start, it was like, Moan, you know who you're blocking for. Okay, when you think you've blocked enough, block longer. And then after that, block a little bit longer because you don't know how he's going to create. And I think that's what's been the mindset of this group is he can create if he wants to. He's got an arm that can probably go from the 20 all the way to the end zone of the other end. And because of that, those guys know to block to the whistle. And I felt like everybody did that. I saw Darnell Wright get a little bit off on edge a little bit. I think he may have had 1 or 2 holding calls on him. But that's the cost of doing business sometimes, too. When they were asked to take over the game, as far as in the second half, that adjustment, look, ground and pound, they did that. As far as just overall, I'll give that group in the first showing a B+, simply because that second quarter, everybody gets a knock. It's just like when you get a substitute teacher and she know you've been bad. Everybody's gonna have nothing but work. And I just think as a team, that whole group got to hold that second quarter.
I will say this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but number 75, Jerome Carvin, I thought was mauling people at guard. He had to move to center when Cooper Mays went out, and some things changed there, which I think is pretty explainable. But that's a guy that really stood out to me at guard.
He did, and I saw him too, man. And I know a guy that's mentored him, Ron and Brent. Y'all know him too, LaRon Harris. I'll never forget when he committed to UT, and LaRon played at UT also out of Memphis, and he was like, the kid gonna be all right. And you know what? However, the regimes changed around and guys get shuffled and they get their guys in. He got lost in the shuffle, but it's clear to see the kid is hungry. Yeah. The kid's trying to take advantage of this opportunity in front of him. I'm glad to see that because it's like that sometimes. Sometimes you just have to wait. It sucks. And now you see the payoff of a coach that honestly believes in him continuously working hard. And I'll be honest, y'all know how I am about my school, UT. I'm glad to see a Tennessee kid in that spot taking advantage of it too, because if you have a guy like him that has a great experience, and now Tennessee talent is way better than what it was when I came out, you get a chance to have a kid like him close the board and say, man, Coach Heupel and his staff and Ellerby did right by me, man. You should go to UT because look what I did. I think if he continues to play like that, Brent, and like you said, have the ability to show up on film, because that's what it is with offensive line too. Just like the kid from the NAIA school, I think in Montana, that was lifting wood trunks and stuff in the draft. You get noticed and you play hard and you play nasty with a demeanor, people going to take notice, and I think that's the mindset of that offensive line. Coach Ellerby, the offensive line coach at UT, real chill, soft-spoken guy, but he's feeding those guys gunpowder, man, and I like to see them. And it wasn't just Carvin. It was other guys too, but you're right. He popped out on film big time.
You got the guys, you're used to blocking in those schemes where it's spread out. When you were at Pittsburgh, you have a group of receivers with the talent that they had, but you get the running backs back there. What is it like for guys that you know are going to run north and south and be patient enough to find the holes, knowing that you're going to do your job up front? How pleased were you with those running backs?
Man, they were good, both of them last night, man. And they should have been, too, because that offensive line was working. We said we want to about them, and it looked like they knew what the goal was. Like, look, we got to go win this game. And those running backs, they operated in that fashion, too. From the cuts that they got to the extra yardage they try to get. And if you watch them, you can tell that Coach Heupel and his staff has told them, you better treasure this ball. Our hopes and dreams rely on this. When guys were coming to them, they were two hands over the ball, protecting it strictly, going to the ground. When there was a gap right there and they knew they had a cut, they were getting to the second and third level, man. And not only that, too, you got to give a little bit of love to the receivers. They were downfield blocking. They were trying to push the guys downfield. But if that's the results of what we're going to have in the backfield, I'm fully okay with that, man. Like I said, I always ask about D. Beckwith because he's such a big kid.
Yeah.
You got to imagine if he has a skill set and he's not on the field yet, that says a lot about the two guys that got the majority of the totes last night.
I love it, man. And you got that big one coming up next week. We'll be all over it. All the shows on the Zone will be all over that Tennessee-Pittsburgh game.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that one, man.
Me too, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. Got a big rivalry here in Humble, Hendersonville tonight. Hendersonville High and Beach, man. Hey.
It sounds like me and LaRon need to make a trip out there. That's what it sounds like.
Hey, I'm telling y'all, there's been what they've been calling, I think, turf wars or whatever been going on all week, man. Some kids have gotten beat up and stuff. I'm like, hey. So they finally get a chance to play tonight, and I'm just hoping everybody stays safe, man. I'll be there, though.
I love it. Thanks, Ramon. Appreciate it, man.
No doubt.
All right, at Ramon Foster, at J. Martin Ramon, 6 to 10 weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone. Yeah, high school football Friday night.
You are going to be able to hear that Beach Henderson game right here on 104.5 The Zone starting at 6 o'clock with the pregame.
Hendersonville, yes.
Y'all got tonight.
That'll be good. CPA and BGA at CPA. I'll be down there with those guys coming off that win against Brentwood Academy. And there are a lot of games not happening this week.
Firebirds is one of them. Hillwood and Pearl had to postpone that game.
I was hoping Pearl Cone could get Lipscomb Academy because they lost their game too.
Would have been nice.
Somebody asked us to comment on the Trent Dilfer situation over there, which we'll try to work that in before the end of the show.
We'll see what you think about it.
Love to get y'all's messages, and that came as a direct message on the 3HL Twitter feed. So we'll try to get that done for you. You got into a little thing with a player on the sideline, issued a statement, all those things. When we come back, we'll talk with Levon Kirkland, former Clemson great and Pittsburgh Steeler, next about that Clemson-Georgia game. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
It's Beach at Hendersonville in the 104.5 The Zone Football Friday Night Game of the Week. Presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office and Paul Winkler Investing. Coverage starts tonight at 6 with Will Bowling and Lucas Panzica on your home for high school football. 104.5 The Zone.
What up, people? You know who it is. Me, Ron Slay. Got something to tell you. Hope you're listening. Listen, I've been a tequila fan, been a vodka fan, but now I've been switching over to bourbon. Why? You ask why. Because I go to Red Dog Wine and Spirits. That's the reason why. Because they got the best that you can get. They offer the best. They got the experts for over 20-plus years in there working. It's a family tradition in there, man. Very homely. So go in there, get your perfect bottle of wine for dinner, get you some nice craft beer for your friends, or, like me, get that good bottle of bourbon like I had last night to celebrate that Tennessee win. Each Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you can go to Red Dog Wine and Spirits, and the tasting bar is open for you. They want you to try before you buy the most popular brands. Go where I go. Red Dog Wine and Spirits, Riverside Drive in Franklin, Tennessee, next to Publix off Highway 96. When you go in, make sure you tell them, I'm in the building, and Red Dog got you.
Hey, it's Schaefer with J. Mart and Ramon. Discover what winning feels like at BetMGM. It's the best time to sign up for the King of Sportsbooks because they're giving new customers a shot at an easy $100. Register using code Schaefer100 and win $100 in free bets when you place a $1 moneyline wager on any college football game and either team scores a touchdown. No matter what your gridiron game is, BetMGM is always ready for action. Enjoy innovative parlay selection builders, daily promotions, boosted odds specials, and more. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use code Schaefer100 to win $100 when you bet $1 on any college football game and either team in that matchup scores a touchdown. Only at BetMGM. New customer offer. Paid in free bets. Must be 21 years or older. Must be in Tennessee to bet. Visit BetMGM.com for full list of terms and conditions. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line, 800-889-9789.
Loan Pronto, loanpronto.com. Just remember that because mortgage rates have taken a nosedive and you don't want to miss a chance to lock in a lower house payment, and you need to do it with Loan Pronto. That's what I did. It was awesome, easy, seamless process. I went to loanpronto.com, filled in all my info, put in whatever documents I needed, and voila, there you go. New one. Refinance, get cash out. Maybe if you need to pay off a high interest credit card or something like that, Loan Pronto can help you. Take advantage of this super popular zero cost refi program that they have going on with no junk fees, no closing costs. They actually pay your closing costs for you, and you can get a rate with an APR in the low twos. That all digital process I talked about is super easy and it's fast, and most loans get closed in 14 days. LoanPronto.com. Go there, check it out. See what they can do to help you, or give them a call at 615-499-5780. That's loanpronto.com, 499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. Not all loans eligible for the zero cost options.
Meet Patrick Peterson, owner of a Nashville coffee shop. Business was normal until a coffee critic called it the best specialty coffee in the country. It was time to scale up. So he turned to his American Express Blue Business Cash Card, which lets him earn 2% cash back on his business purchases for the first $50,000 spent and 1% after that. Now Patrick has some new ideas brewing. Built for business by American Express. This story features a fictional character from a fictional business. Terms and cashback cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/bluebusinesscash. Don't do business without it.
When it comes to your business IT solutions, smarter is better. Meet the authority from C-Spire. Our team of super specialized engineers partner with businesses of all sizes, taking on their toughest IT challenges while finding new opportunities. Connectivity, data security, cloud services, you name the tech, we have a specialist for it. C-Spire Business. Win with authority. Your partners in IT. Every size business deserves top-tier IT solutions. Visit cspire.com/business.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any. We buy any car. Any make, any model, any age, any price from $50 to $100,000. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any. We buy any car. Sell your car the easy way. Go online and sell it today. We buy any car. Any. Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
So then I dropped some garlic and croutons on there, and the rest is salad history. I made the best salad ever, people, and now I'm making the best app. The Caesar Sportsbook app got live in-game betting, parlays, and Caesar rewards. Caesar salad ain't got nothing on my app. Nothing!
For the Storm.
Yeah, a little calm today. A lot of big games coming up this weekend, man, when you start looking around.
Yep.
We got games tonight. We got games Saturday.
Yep.
We got a game Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And we got a game Monday.
Oh, you better believe it.
Might as well.
Yeah, why not?
North Carolina and Virginia Tech tonight. Carolina favored by 5.5. Sam Howell, UNC quarterback, completed 68% of his passes, 30 touchdowns, 7 interceptions last season. Looking forward to watching him. What else we got? Duke and Charlotte. Our boy Will Healy over there in Charlotte. Duke a 6.5-point favorite tonight. Michigan State at Northwestern. That's where Babs is on the sideline. Northwestern by 3 at 8 o'clock on ESPN. And then the Saturday games. Penn State at Wisconsin. Did you end up going Wisconsin 5.5?
I did.
I did too. Alabama, Miami. I didn't touch this one.
Nope, stayed away.
Alabama by 19.5. 2:30 on ABC in Atlanta. I'll be down there. You think I can get a ticket for that game?
Oh, you most definitely can. Huh?
Oh,
What you want?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
You think so?
Yeah.
Be a lot of Roll Tiders down there.
And it is the first game back, and it's in this stadium. It's really cool, but I don't think the Miami people are going to travel.
No, Miami has – this is what people need to understand. Miami has, like, literally 0 fans.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's just the athletes that have been there. They're the fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Miami came into Neyland Stadium one day, and they beat Tennessee like 20-0 or something. It was not good from a Tennessee perspective. There were literally like 8 Miami fans at that game.
Yeah. And see, I would love to go to that game, but then as soon as I get around all those little Bama fans, my skin starts itching.
Really? Try living there for 36 years.
I wish I would. Are you
saying that you're allergic to Alabama?
I figured it out. That's why all right, everybody knows we went down and did the SEC Media Day.
Yeah, in Birmingham.
And everybody remembers that me and Brent were going to have to bunk. We were going to have to bunk up for that room.
Yeah, we were going to have the pillow wall.
I found out why I didn't have a room. It was Alabama.
They don't like you.
No. They made sure not to give me a room. They wanted me to stay under the bridge. Downtown in the van. Down by the river.
Down by the river.
Down by the river. And no, I didn't. I snuck in the back gate. Somebody didn't lock the door. And I won't tell them where I stayed because I want to stay there again next year.
You ended up with like a
very
10
nice.
times as nice a place as we did.
Oh, it was very nice. I'm bringing my golf clubs next time. Very nice place. Mm-hmm.
We had room in the Sprinter.
Sure did.
Louisiana at Texas. This is one I'm low-key watching. I keep talking about this. 21 against number 23. Texas favored by 9.
Texas favorite.
Favored by 9. Sark
Who they playing?
With his opener against Louisiana.
All they get is 9 points?
Which one is Louisiana?
You see me. You see what?
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
Texas by 9.
Do it.
Louisiana's ranked number 23 in the country.
This is La Tech, right?
No, this is Louisiana Lafayette, right?
I forget
not
which
Lafayette.
one it is.
Because LSU, La Tech, because LSU's playing in LA, playing UCLA this weekend.
Let me look at it.
It's not La Tech. It's like one of those directional Louisiana schools.
It might be
changed into Louisiana, and I can't remember.
It's the Raging Cajuns.
It's Raging Cajuns. Yeah, UL. They don't like the Lafayette part anymore.
And that's wrong. They should.
Yeah,
one of my guys.
Why are you just going to turn away from the town that you're in?
Don't turn your back on them.
Yeah,
what they're doing.
Yeah, you can't do
Chattanooga
that.
went the other way. They turned their back on the UT part.
By the way, what did we say? Chattanooga, don't worry about being a 5-point underdog.
That's fine.
Sorry, Austin Peay.
Austin
Peay, don't worry about being a 5-point underdog down in Chattanooga.
Went over there, put them across their knee.
He did it.
So Terrell Owens ain't walking through that door.
No, hell no, he's not.
That's it.
Governors.
The Cubs.
With the greatest chant of all time.
Go pee.
Let's go pee.
I got to go pee, but I'm going to hold it.
Too much
Design on me.
Too
it's
much
on me, baby.
Usually Slay says I got to go pay the water bill.
I do.
That's what I was waiting on.
But that was the chant. So I was really, like, my little sister played volleyball for them. OVC Player of the Year, just tooting the horn. So I'm throwing that let's go pee out there.
Georgia, Clemson.
I got to go pee.
I went money line Bulldogs.
Did I stay away? I stayed away. You almost talked me into that.
Who did Chris Lowe just pick to win that game?
He said Georgia.
He picked Georgia.
And not only him, but I got Marc
Mariani, blood in the water.
Mariani. Yeah.
Ukulele body. He's not going to do it.
He got ukulele body?
No. DJ Uyunglele. He calls him DJ ukulele.
Hey, well, I was going to say, you said that man got a ukulele body like he just
What's
walked around.
funny is Joe Hunt can say Uyunglele, but he can't say Mariani.
I can't.
That's crazy.
I had no clue how to say it. Brent was having to walk me through it before. When he picked up the phone, I said, "Hey, Mark." I didn't even call him by his last
Call him
name.
Moonshine, man.
Hey, Mark.
He's got a great nickname. LSU at UCLA. I'm scared for LSU in this one.
Yeah. I want to touch that.
Okay, Dawn's not here.
I won't.
How many fans were in the Rose Bowl last week? Did I not tell you?
You
Nobody shows up for those games.
They announced like 36,000.
But guess what, though?
They had like 1,500.
They were counting the people that were playing golf.
Hey, Tennessee had 85,000 according to them.
And make sure you mention it was on a Thursday. So hey, listen, I'm telling you, I'm gonna save for next week. I'm saying, you see, it don't take much.
What for next week?
My adrenaline speech.
You want to save it for Pittsburgh?
Yep, I'm gonna save it because I was just about to go in, but I'm gonna chill for a second.
See,
you almost
you're like the
put me
whole
there.
city of Nashville, just chilling today.
Yeah, everybody just. It's a long 4-day weekend, man. But what I was gonna say, LSU travels.
Oh, they travel really well.
But it's a lot going on down there right now.
Well, they
So
travel.
might
Like,
not
you
travel
can't
for
get
this.
drinks on the plane anymore.
Oh,
LSU people like to drink.
Yeah,
They might not go for that cross country trip with no alcohol.
Yeah, it'd be tough
unless they're sneaking it in there.
There may
but that's
be-
against the federal law.
There may
I
be
guess stop
more
Baton Rouge.
LSU fans at the Rose Bowl than the UCLA fans.
And them people travel, man. Them people travel. And no knock to Vandy, but boy, I ain't never seen nothing. That was amazing.
It may actually look like an LSU Vandy game where there's more LSU
Like-
fans in the stadium. Like, I really do
Hunk,
think that.
stop.
No,
What?
it's not just
Hunk.
that there were more. It was like they were all of them.
That's what I was going to say. Take the might out of that, huh? Like listen, I'm going to wait.
Hey, by the way, you still never did your second announcement, by the way.
I do got a second announcement.
You never used the second
The
announcement.
yellow light's not even here. And
I
you're just
know.
yellow lighting yourself.
I know, because
It's like you're coming up there. You think there should be a stoplight there. There's not. But you're slowing down and stopping anyway.
Hey, man, because I
What in the world is going on here?
Because I don't know if I should announce. Like, I got to check with some of my reps over there at Vandy before I tell this.
Slay 4 days ago. I got 2 announcements.
You ain't got no reps at
The
Vandy.
first
I do got
announcement
reps.
was I'm ready for football. We never
Listen,
got
man.
the second.
Listen, this is what I'm telling you. You can randomly go to a Vandy tailgate and you subject to spot me. Now I got to check with my reps and see if it's okay. Because I don't even know if I'm supposed to be over there. You know what I mean? I don't know.
They got your picture on the paper or something?
No,
You can't walk in?
I'm just saying, man. Like, we have a love-hate. Me and Vandy have a love-hate
You
relationship.
got an ankle bracelet? You can't get over there and it starts to beep?
I got an anchor. I took the anchor.
You got an anchor.
I took the anchor.
Listen.
When Grant Williams dropped all them points in Memorial, I took the anchor.
We were at CPA a week ago. What did Matt Freege say?
But that's what I'm saying. He's one of the reps. I got to check with them people like that. Because, like, the fans can overrule it at times. But I got a lot of athletes. Mac.
Does Matt Freege know he's one of your reps?
Yeah, he know. We don't really know, but he know. You know what I mean? It's on me, baby.
I don't know that he wants that responsibility.
Oh, no, he got it. Yeah, that's one thing. You can't be like Louisiana Lafayette and turn your back on me. You got to take me.
You got to be like Chattanooga and embrace me.
That's right. You saw what Ingle did. Ingle embraced me. Listen, man, I'm loyal.
He said he got close to beating you in the dunk contest, what
get
Ingle
close.
Martin said.
He did get close. He did.
But he only got close because there were only 2 in the contest.
And I didn't even want to say that.
Well, in all technicality, that part actually never got on the air, so we don't know that.
Oh, well, you know now. Tara on Twitter, did Ron Slay stay at Ross Bridge in Birmingham? That place is nice.
Bingo!
My sister's husband works there.
Hey, that place, hey, man, it was raining like crazy. That pool out there, cold-blooded. I was so tired, though. I couldn't enjoy it. I know how to pace myself next time. Hunk said I was going to be, adrenaline was going to kick the first day.
It's mentally exacerbating.
Yeah, but this time I didn't even, we got to go to break.
Please.
But this time I didn't even get to go.
No.
I
I'll be the yellow light.
Fudge on Twitter. Let's go pee. Show your penis. We'll be right back.
Buck Rising will always give you the best on the Titans and admittedly may stir it up a little along the way.
The more you stir it, the more it stinks. Ew, what? Well, I mean, that's kind of my job, isn't it? I'm supposed to stir. Now, fortunately, I smell good, so we don't got to worry about that.
The Buck Rising Show, Monday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Daddy Rack, Tennessee Straight Whiskey. I think Slay's been drinking some of this. I don't know what's going on over there. You need to try some today. It's a great time to do it. It's Friday night, and the weekend is here. So try some Daddy Rack Tennessee Straight Whiskey. It's relatively new. Whiskey, and it is spectacular. Let me know what you think about it, too. It's a local product made in Middle Tennessee, right there in Columbia. Try some. You're going to love it, whether you drink it straight with oxygen or maybe you put some ice in it, hunk like that line, or if you want to mix it, you can mix it. I don't know. Dawn's husband likes it with Diet Coke. Not a Diet Coke guy, but I'll go Coke heavy on that deal a little bit. But it's priced right as an everyman whiskey. So try some today. Get some at your favorite store. Daddy Rack Tennessee Straight Whiskey. If they don't have it, tell them to get it. Add it to your bar. Share it with your friends. when you have people over, do a little tasting and let me know how it goes. Try some today. That's Daddy Rack Tennessee Straight Whiskey. Check it out in your favorite store, Daddy Rack Tennessee Straight Whiskey.
This is Tiki Barber with a CBS Sports Minute. Very rarely do we get as juicy a week one in college football like we have this upcoming weekend. Games like the University of Miami taking on the defending champs Alabama Crimson Tide as super senior De'Ara King tries to bring the Hurricane program back to prominence. But the most meaningful game of the weekend, heck, maybe the whole season, is Clemson versus Georgia, which pits two top 5 teams against each other with a ton to lose. The winner flies out of the starting blocks in this 2021 season with a ton of momentum. However, the loser will be scrambling to win back their reputation in order to be viable for the college football playoff and will have to approach every single game as a must-win. It's rare to have such high stakes in week one, but that's what's going to make this college season so much fun. I'm Tiki Barber.
So in life, throws you uh-ohs. Just save, better get Mako.
Head to Mako.com to book your appointment today.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped below 3%, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big. You could lower your monthly payment and prepare yourself for a better financial future. But you've got to act now. Call us today at 833-8ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
What? Just 15 seconds to talk about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea? That smooth taste of real brewed tea with just the right kick of alcohol? What? We started already. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for it in the bright yellow cans.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Get ready. Saving starts with Xfinity because when you get Xfinity Internet and mobile together, you can save.
Receivers being on the same page, a couple opportunities to catch it that we don't. We're going to have to be a whole lot more efficient in the pass game than we were tonight.
Vols are getting ready now to take on Pitt next Saturday. That you can hear that right here on 104.5 The Zone. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, though, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station of the Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Dan.
It's the time, Brent Doherty, and there he is. He is Ron Slade.
Yo, people! I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. 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 I'm in the building.
Tennessee with a 38-6 win over Bowling Green. What would you rate that performance 1 to 10? Slade gave it a 7 at the beginning of the show. You sticking with it?
I'm standing on it. I ain't going to turn my back on that 7.
Like Louisiana did to Lafayette?
Exactly.
How dare you? Be like Chattanooga.
They gave me everything they wanted to. We played them in the first round my freshman year, too.
Hey, Austin P with the win in Chattanooga. Western Kentucky with a big win, too.
Yep.
Celebrate the local teams here. Vanderbilt going to get their first win tomorrow since 2019.
Yeah.
Going to happen. And they're going to cover.
Mm-hmm.
21.5, if you can find it.
And Dawn's going to be on the sidelines.
She will, man. She's on every sideline. I'm surprised she's not on this Virginia Tech, North Carolina sideline.
Right. She's just a traveling.
Oh, that game is kicking off right now.
Virginia Tech. I want to go to a game in Blacksburg.
Enter Sandman?
No question.
Enter Sandman.
One of the great entrances in sports.
Y'all keep telling me that. Virginia Tech, Blacksburg?
Yeah.
Yep.
In the Sandman.
Yeah, they're driving on series number 1 against North Carolina. Go ahead.
Hey, I'll go ahead. You know who we...
You keep pumping your own brakes today, huh?
Yeah, you ain't stopped me yet. You tell him, going out there in the street. That's all right.
I'm just trying to put my foot right up on that posterior. Get you going.
Go. Hey, you know what? We failed to mention also, big game this weekend, too. Tennessee State versus Grambling.
Yes.
Yep. Eddie George.
That's right.
Eddie George making his debut. Go Blue Tigers, Big Blue. What y'all gonna do?
Big Blue Rising. I'm looking forward to that one. And then next week against Coach Prime.
Yeah.
The Southern Heritage Classic, which is, if you haven't been to that game, it is awesome. Down in Memphis.
I went twice while I was in school and twice when I was little. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
It's amazing, too, because, so I used to do play-by-play for TSU games, and so I went to 2 of those things, and the press box sits so high up in the Liberty Bowl, you can see everybody tailgating. You can see all the smoke coming up from the tailgate and all that stuff. And then you can see how many people don't come in the stadium to watch the football game.
They come in as soon as halftime hit.
Yes, they do.
They flood it.
They do.
Flood the stadium. Right. Flood the stadium.
Looking forward to that one. With regard to Tennessee and Bowling Green, Josh Heupel, I thought, said it well. It was game 1 in year 1.
Yep.
So obviously there are things that they need to work on. It was Tennessee's largest margin of victory since the Vols beat Chattanooga. Chattanooga getting a lot of love on this. Reverse love. 45-0 on September 14, 2019. They played 21 games since then. Also the first game that Tennessee has not allowed the opponent to score a touchdown. 21 games have gone by since that happened.
I mean...
So there you go. Joe Milton, 11 to 23, 140 yards and a touchdown. Started 9 to 10, though, right?
Yeah.
14 carries, 44 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tennessee on the ground, 64 carries, 326, and 4 scores. At some point, Josh Heupel said into the headset, "We're done throwing the football."
Yeah, enough is enough. Pound them.
And that's what they did.
Yep.
Run it all night.
Yep.
Theo Jackson on defense, 11 tackles, 2.5 tackles for a loss, 3 passes defensed. Theo, Mr. Jackson, if you're nasty.
Man, do you remember last year how many tackles outside of toe were missed?
All the time.
It was so many leg tackles, they just squirm out of it.
I know, given the opponent and all this, everybody was going to say that no matter what happened in that game today.
Right.
But I didn't see very many missed tackles.
No, and it was one of the
they were locking guys up.
Yeah, and a lot of the times, man, it was to me, in this situation, I told Ramon this before the game came on. This is a damned if you do, damned if you don't game. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't beat them by 80, it's damn you. If you barely beat them, and they, like, it's like, what do you do, man? Like,
my Vandy friends at halftime were all over my phone.
I know it. I believe it.
With text messages.
I believe it. I was getting texts from Kentucky fans and everything. Like, and listen, I want y'all to know, I saw your text. I didn't respond purposely. You were ignored purposely. You know what I mean? So everybody just relax. I'm relaxing. You know what I'm saying?
You don't sound relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, but golly.
He's relaxed.
Yeah, if I would have told everybody before the game.
damn it.
Yeah, I ain't doing nothing. Just listen. That's what I'm telling you. That's all I'm telling you. Like, I'm saying, if I told you before the game, Bowling Green, who everybody keeps saying a terrible team, these are young men that understand that they're terrible.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They know it. They wanted to prove something. If I would have said, hey, y'all, we're not going to let this terrible team score, what would they have said? Give me that all day. Nobody talked about the defense coming into this. We talked about a high-octane offense and giving the ball to everybody, giving them opportunity. Okay. But they only scored 2 field goals. And one was adrenaline. The guy kicked a 50-yard field goal.
Well, and here's the thing. I heard Ramon make this comparison. I was going to do it today, too.
We'll do it.
Ohio State was trailing at halftime.
Bingo.
Now, I know Minnesota is better than Bowling Green. Ohio State's better than Tennessee.
They're the number 4 team in the
nation.
nation.
They're trying to win a national title. They were down at halftime.
Yes.
So, things happen in the opening week. But, from a Tennessee perspective, they've played a lot of bad teams over the course of the last 10, 12 years where they haven't won by 30.
And we go into the fourth quarter like, hey, man, everybody's sticking around. Like, it feels good to know that only the student section can't leave.
Were you surprised that he didn't make a change at quarterback at some point?
You had said that. You mentioned that in the text last night. And I was more so, it didn't matter to me. Reason being, Milton wasn't taking off and running. The O-line was doing great as giving them protection. So I thought he should use it as an opportunity to try to build some chemistry and get these guys to get some catches. And I think it was better that way.
It's a very measured way of thinking. That's not an emotional fan way of thinking. Because in the moment, I was in the text going, hey, man,
yes, you were.
This guy ain't got it.
You all over it. But see, that allowed when you.
He was making me nervous just standing there in a pocket.
Listen,
I don't even stand like that in my living room, man.
Listen,
I got a head on a swivel in my own living room.
That's what makes it great when I get to talk to you, because I don't have to be the fan. And when you're calm and I'm hype, you always get to calm me down.
We do kind of balance each other out.
Yeah, and the problem is when we both going off on a tangent.
That's when we need Babs here.
Exactly. So it was cool.
Hunt can't get in the way of this train.
No, we'll run right over Hunt.
No.
The good thing about Hunt, though, after Hunt gets run over, like Wile E. Coyote, like in the cartoon, the Acme cartoons, he'll get up and try to run back in front of the train again. Hunk don't care.
It's like the Oklahoma drill. I'm basically living the Oklahoma drill.
Yeah.
Come get up, but you keep getting
Remember
up.
that scene in Rudy where he just keeps getting hit in the face and he just gets, more, coach, more.
I'm just standing here looking around. Where's it coming from?
Usually Hunk does it with Babs. Like,
yeah, he do.
Hunk will say things to Dawn, and I'm like, I can't believe you just said that to her. She's literally going to guillotine you, however you want to say that.
I am shocked that she has yet to do it.
Oh.
Because she will give me looks and I will duck behind this computer monitor.
But you know what you've lasted, though, Hunk? Because early on, probably the first month, probably twice a week, Babs would get up out of her seat during the commercial break and go in there and say, I'm going in here to talk to you. I'm like, oh, hell.
I kept telling her, this is what I would tell her. You give me 2 shots. I'll screw up twice, and then after that, I'm good.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Huck, how many times we talked about this? Dawn, that was the second time. I'm good for the rest of this.
That's why me and Babs get along so well, because when she gets all fired up and mad and stuff, I think it's funny. So I just kind of laugh her off of whatever she's on. So,
You gotta love it.
All right, we got some people on hold. We're going to hit you when we come back.
That's what I've been waiting on.
Also, Jason Swain coming up at 5:30. Swain event. Take a look at Jason Swain. I mean, you want to talk about a man making moves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to the pregame show last night, the Big Orange Countdown.
I heard it.
And Jason Swain was on the Vol Network.
I heard it. Yep.
How about that?
Mm-hmm. I heard him.
Talking about how excited he was.
Yep. And what you kept hearing is the energy and the family type atmosphere.
Yeah, the energy.
Yeah, the thing.
guy with the energy.
The thing, the guy. Come on.
We'll be right back. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
It's Thursday Night Football as Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the Dallas Cowboys to start the NFL season. Coverage starts Thursday night at 6:30 on 104.5 The Zone.
I want to talk to you about my friends at Accurate Mortgage Group. These guys are flat out getting it done, and they need to be the company that you choose for your mortgage needs. If you've been trying to buy a home and keep losing out to other offers, Accurate Mortgage's cash buyer program is here to help you. They can convert your offer into an all-cash offer with no appraisal or financing contingencies, exactly the kind of offer that sellers love to accept. If you own a home, got some big-time news for you here. That's important as well. We know interest rates have been ticking up consistently over the past few months, but all the global craziness happening right now has thoroughly tanked them again. In fact, our friends at Accurate Mortgage Group say it's official. Rates are back at historic lows, and the calls from people wanting to refinance have gone through the roof. According to Mike Hoover and Joe Stanford, if you have a rate of 4% or higher, you may be a good refi candidate. Their team will run the numbers for you, free of charge, to find out. Whether you want to lower your payments, shorten your term, or even take cash out, visit Accurate Mortgage today at AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Acopia LLC, is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 4664.
It comes only once a year, and it's almost time. The event with the two biggest and hottest names in bridal jewelry, Tacori and Verragio. The best of California, the best of New York, coming to Nashville. It's next weekend, September 10th, 11th, and 12th. See their entire collections, all the latest styles, and get up to $5,000 in savings and special financing on the ring of your dreams. See the latest from Verragio, designed and handmade straight from the Big Apple. Verragio is the only ring that can be customized for every girl's specific desires. See the entire Verragio collection. Engagement rings, wedding bands, all the latest styles not even released yet. Get the Genesis value price plus up to $5,000 in savings and special financing. Don't miss this exclusive Genesis Diamonds Bridal Showcase with thousands of beautiful rings other jewelers aren't even allowed to carry. It's next weekend, September 10th, 11th, and 12th. Friday through Sunday only, and only at Genesis Diamonds in Green Hills and Cool Springs.
Yeah, college football is back, baby. Oh, it's back. And FanDuel Sportsbook is making week one even more exciting. Right now, all customers, every single one of you, existing or new user, you get a risk-free bet. Brett, you get a risk-free bet.
I get what?
On any week one game. Risk-free bet. That's right. You place any week one bet and get a refund in site credit if you do not win. What are you going to take for week one? Safe and secure. FanDuel Sportsbook is the #1 rated sportsbook app in America, and it's so easy. All you have to do, open the app to get started. And if you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up with promo code DAWN, DAWN, to also get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 on top of that. 21 and older and present in Tennessee required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $10 unless otherwise indicated. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789.
Jim Gaffigan Live in the Fun Tour.
Some people are like, you should never lie to a child. When you have kids, you lie to them all the time. You're like, you wouldn't like this ice cream. It's very spicy. I'd share, but Santa said I can't. Now, why don't you go to sleep so I can wrestle your mom?
Jim Gaffigan, a night of all new material. September 30th, on stage at Bridgestone Arena. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Outback Presents.
Cedar Recovery is here to help you feel better, get better, and stay better. If you're struggling with an opioid addiction, call Cedar Recovery. They've got 4 locations in the Nashville area with a new office in Shelbyville, only 20 minutes away from Murfreesboro. Call 615-800-5330 to set up an appointment today. That's 615-800-5330. If you're struggling with an opioid addiction, call Cedar Recovery. Their friendly staff would love to talk to you. Cedar Recovery, addiction treatment that works.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. I've been coaching investors for over 30 years. You may have heard me talk about research about how low investor returns have been versus the markets over the past 3 decades. Ever wonder why? Well, it's easy. Investors and advisors lose discipline at the worst times, and it's typically when the world seems to be in chaos. Think about the things that people thought would destroy their retirement over the past several years. Y2K, global cooling, global warming, oil running out, stagflation, government spending, Clintonomics, Reaganomics, Obama, terrorism, the dollar crashing. It's always something, and markets do go up and down, so it just adds to the fear. Here's the point. There are always people out there that are telling you that the world is about to end. And they're really good at convincing you that it truly is different now. Realize that they typically have a lot to gain by you listening to them and acting on what they're saying. If you're tired of being whipsawed and want to learn to gain a sense of confidence when it comes to investing, call us for a free initial consultation, 615-851-1950, or set something up online at paulwinkler.com.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your
Virginia Tech has scored on their first possession against North Carolina, and now they're getting the ball back as the punt returner fielded the ball, and then North Carolina guy completely tackled his helmet and ripped it right off his head. Oh. Hang on, I can't hear you.
Did a clothesline. That was a clothesline tackle. Took his helmet off.
You literally did the same sentence, exactly the same way.
You like that?
Yeah.
Talented, man. Talented on the microphone.
Do you ever, on the way home, do you ever listen back to the show and as I'm saying something to you in your head, you phrase your answer the same way you did?
It's hard.
I really believe if you could change the past, you wouldn't. I think you would do it the exact same way.
I would. I like it.
I'm not saying you personally. I'm just saying
I like, especially talking. I like spontaneous things unless I'm giving a speech. Then sometimes that's the only thing I hate critiquing. Like if I go give a speech somewhere or something, or talk to somebody that's motivational or something like that, I hate going back and listening because it's like, dang.
I wish I'd have said it this way.
Yeah. Yep. I just like to, critique. Who? Critique. I like to critique myself in my head.
Super
Don't
bad.
watch it. Yeah.
Punk just went super bad.
So did.
By the way, super bad, I didn't see until 5 years ago. The thing with the fake ID, that scene.
Man,
McLovin?
That man had one
What are you,
name.
an Irish R&B singer? I mean, I was crying.
Hey, man, when that man was going to walk in the store, that man told him, man, you got to, look at you got a little vest on like you Peter Pan. What are you, one of the Lost Boys? Hey, man, you got to go see that, man. I'm telling you, super bad.
Gotta go see it.
Please. I mean, well, yeah. Not
Out
you can't go
theaters
see it.
now.
Yeah. They should bring it back. I would go see it. I'm telling you.
Like Jonah Hill's first movie.
That was my guy. Him make loving, boy. That's
MC Lovin'. What are you, an Irish R&B singer?
Hey. Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh, man. Georgia and Clemson coming up this weekend, and Georgia's front seven as good as there is in football. That's what Kirk Herbstreit told us yesterday. He also said that he thought there were holes in the dog secondary, that maybe Uyunglele can take advantage of that.
Boom.
That's a good job.
He also said that Clemson wide receiver room is ridiculous, and 5 years from now, we'll look back on that wide receiver room and be like, oh, my goodness.
Like we do LSU's?
Yeah.
LSU had a mean one for us.
When they're all in the NFL?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The 2011 wide receiver room was legit.
Clemson has won 39 of its last 42 games. Georgia 31-7 in his last 38, but they hadn't won the right ones.
Yeah, that's
that fan base is craving that first title
Yep.
since 1980.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Georgia has won 6 of the last 7 games against Clemson. Now,
Wow.
they play sporadically. That actually goes back all the way to 1992. But that's true. That's where they are.
That's still impressive.
JT Daniels, 4-0 last year, 67% completion percentage, 308 yards per game, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Is he the guy to get Georgia over the hump? We saw him at media days. That dude is super chill, man.
Oh, so calm.
California loving.
He looked like the way JT Daniels carries himself, that's the way Milton looked in the pocket. Just like, I'm just out on sell, man. Ain't no rush. That's exactly. I want to say, was JT Daniels sitting back in the chair doing the interview? I don't even think he was sitting up like this.
He kind of was, and then when we were talking to Velus Jones, and they were teammates at USC,
Yep.
he came back and popped him in the knee.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
I mean, he didn't hit him hard. He just
Yeah,
just pat him with his hand. He wasn't trying to take the guy out.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phones real quick because we got Jason Swain coming up.
Talk to us, people.
Mike in Clarksville. Mike, what's up, man?
Hey, guys, man, I want to say at least somebody give us some love today.
Hell yeah.
I called earlier to Mickey and let them know with Austin P., man. My governors, I love them. I've been following them, good grief, since 76 when I got back home out of the military. But anyhow, we had a great game last night. Man, that team is, 25th, played to 18, first time we ever beat UT Chattanooga out of 6 or 7. And now here we are lined up. I think we're going to take it all this year. They call it Division 1 AA or Double
FCS.
2 or whatever
FCS.
they call it, but I think we got it.
Yeah, and Will Healy's the guy that turned that thing around. He came from Chattanooga. So,
oh, no, absolutely. Yes, I agree, Bubba. No, yeah.
All right.
And now we're a force to be reckoned with. In 76, when I got home from the Marine Corps, I was going to Austin P. I started following them everywhere because we won the conference in 76, 77. I'm like, cool. And, man, they didn't give us any love at all for that stuff.
Well, it's been
Now we got it back. I think we're going this year, buddy. I think we get to go. Unfortunately, I believe they get to go because I ain't going to watch. I'm not going to go in person, but they get to go to North Dakota State probably.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for your service, too. 1976, man. He going back to the bicentennial.
I gotta throw this out there for Mike too, though. Like, don't get discouraged about the teams that you're gonna play because y'all got Ole Miss coming up soon, and that's But I will say,
man.
No, I'm giving them the club. Big Gerald is up there as the AD putting
Gerald
it down.
Harrison.
Yeah, Gerald Harrison. I love Gerald, man. So they're doing some great things in basketball, football, all sports. So. And it's a lot of local talent that they grab from here in Nashville, and they go up there and play at Austin Peay. So salute to the Govs. Salute to.
Let's get Lock the Door. In here on 3HL. Lock the Door. What's up?
Lot 4 doors. Hey, Ron, you hook up that little sleigh ride tomorrow, and you come on out to Lot 4. We'll treat you right. You cheer on a little black and gold and have some fun. All right.
Lock 4 doors. There you go.
There we go. Okay. See, thank you. I told you it was a love-hate relationship. I got love over there.
You need more reps over at Vandy.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that invitation, man. I'm going to call Ronnie Mack. I'm going to have him escort me.
Ronnie Mack, man.
Yep. That's my guy. Him, strong, all of them, man. Like,
Can
I'm
he
telling
still
y'all,
shoot
it's
it?
love. Now, Mac might not run up the court, but he going to camp out at that three-point line and let it fly. I can tell you that right now. And leg kick, the king of leg. Before Reggie, well, I can't say before Reggie.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was leg
He
kicking.
would kick his legs back.
Yep.
Knees would stay in the same place.
Yeah, knees would clack. He'll touch them knees before he shoot. Ronnie Mack, my man. I'm telling you, it's love over there, man. Now they got my guy, Coach Conroy, over there.
I'll also let you know he did say lock 4 doors to me. I thought he said lock the doors because of that. I thought I was putting 2 and 2 together on that. Yeah, I was wrong.
Can we just go ahead and put Jason Swain in the boom boom room just because I want to hear Morgan Freeman?
Swain?
You got this?
Are you ready, Swain? You have to answer everything truthfully and honestly when you step into this boom boom room. You ready?
What's new? What's new? What's up?
Honk.
Ah, yes. One man on his way into the boom boom room.
This is totally unscripted. I just wanted to hear Frank Caliendo doing Morgan Freeman talking to Jason Swain.
Swain is now in the boom boom room. Anything you say can and will be used to you. What? Can and will be used against you as far as unlocking the door. So you'll either be locked in the boom boom room for life. You'll never see Shantae and them and the dogs and the girls again unless you answer all these questions right. Are you ready?
Oh man, I need to see my kids and my family. Bro, ain't that illegal to do that? Ain't that like kidnapping or something?
He didn't know what he was getting into when he agreed.
There's a lot more pressure right here than when you were on the Ball Network last night for the first time.
Yeah, that was great.
Ron trying to lock somebody down, trying to kidnap me.
Labor Day weekend, man, gonna take you away.
Long weekend, you don't get to see the judge either, brother.
Here's a
Until
question:
Tuesday.
what are we gonna ask Jason Swain in the boom boom room?
Oh,
We've given zero thought to this.
yeah, no, I'm asking him right now. Swain, after watching this game, you are a guy that played in big games, made big plays. Opening day, running through that tee, doing the Vol walk, the different energy around the stadium. You felt that. You came from a time where y'all had to have a rebound season and you were coming out to make noise. You talked about it a little bit yesterday on the air with Vol Network. And you talked about, guys like Marshawn Lynch coming in, playing against guys like Deshaun Jackson.
That
and
was such a great story.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Man, that was on point, man. So going into this, how important was it, or is it okay to overlook? How important was it for those guys like Hyatt to make those catches, or do you give them a pass knowing that this is a newfound energy and they're taking steps in the right direction?
I mean, you never. I don't look at it like you give guys a pass. You just understand they make mistakes, and you got to go back to the drawing board and fix those mistakes. And you make your most correction from your first game to your second game. And there was a bunch of plays out there. I mean, you look at the deep throws, look at some of the drop passes. I mean, Tennessee easily scores 50 points, but you go back to the drawing board, you talk about it, you rep it in practice, you fix those mistakes. And you get better, and you come out next game, and you hit some of those throws. And it may be the difference in winning and losing. But the thing I was looking for, guys, was the energy. These guys bouncing around, having fun, the excitement, the enthusiasm. And we saw that from the players. I mean, they were really, really having fun. And when you look at football, at the end of the day, it's a game. It's something you're supposed to have fun. And all the hard work that these guys have put in, last night was supposed to be like the icing on the cake, kind of like recess, growing up in grade school. That's supposed to be the period where you had the most fun after doing all your work during the day. And that's what it was last night, man. These guys had fun. It was really cool to see.
Now, let me ask you this. I got to hold your feet to the fire on this one, and I need an answer. I don't want no politically correct answer, anything. I want the answer right now.
You're so aggressive, Ron. You're so aggressive.
Listen,
today, man.
hey, man, listen.
You're kidnapping a man. You're holding his feet to the literal fire.
You're in the boom boom room. You're in the boom boom room, man. This is part of it, man. This is a part of it. So you got one receiver you got to lean on. You need one play to be made. Now, you got a talented group out there. You got Peyton out there. You got Hyatt out there. You got Tillman out there. Who's a guy that you going to? You need one play to be made to get a first down. You got about 10 yards to go. Got to get the first down. Who you going to right now?
I mean, Velus is my favorite receiver on the team. He can do it all. And, I was wondering why he wasn't used a little bit more. I know he had a little nagging injury earlier in the camp, but, from all accounts, I heard that he was good to go 100%. So, I want to see more Velus. I mean, he's a guy I feel like that should be touching the football between 5 and 10 times outside of his special teams duty. So I like Velus Jones. I really do. He's fast. He's quick. He's played in big games. I just like his style of play. Cedric Tillman is a guy that.
You only get one though, Swain. You only get one.
Oh,
aggressive
yeah.
today.
Let me be quiet so you hold my feet.
I know. We don't want to hear about Cedric Tillman. You already answered the question.
Exactly. Now,
my bad.
All right, Jason Swain, you are released from the Boom Boom Room, brought to you by Low T Center. So, boom. Now we can just talk.
Okay.
To me, not having obviously played at the level that you played at, it looked to me like Joe Milton might have had some trouble seeing things down the field. Did you get that?
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple times guys were running open across the middle. And this is when you're a receiver, you sit down with Joe and you show him, hey, man, I was open on this play. And he'll see that, and they'll look for those routes next time they run that play. There's times when he did hit guys and they didn't catch it. There's times when Joe got a little excited with the football, and that happens sometimes. The adrenaline's pumping. You overshoot guys. He did that a couple times. So you just got to clean all those things together, man. I think if all those things are worked out, we're talking about, extra 3 touchdowns that probably would have been scored. So, yeah, man, he missed some throws. One thing I did see in him, man, we saw a guy that was confident, a guy that had the it factor as far as the physical attributes and the tools that he possesses. He just needs to calm down a little bit and go back to the drawing board, fix those mistakes. But he's a guy that, man, we've been looking for around here for a while. A guy that can make all throws and can beat you with his legs, with the swagger and the personality that makes his teammates want to play for him. So Joe's going to be okay.
They had a guy on their team, Bowling Green did, that was pretty dynamic, and they did a good job of moving them around the field. In that second quarter, we got to see they were able to move the ball by getting it to Austin Osborne, and he was able to do some things with it. Are you fearful of that, knowing that when Bowling Green really locked in and they waited and had the defense standing there for so long and then snapped the ball, but being able to get a guy like that on the move and get it into their playmakers' hands, and is, in a sense, we stopped him when we had to, but he still was able to have his way a little bit. Does that scare you a little bit moving forward or not?
No, not really, because it wasn't like, oh, man, they just out-physicaling us. And, man, this is a receiver that nobody can guard. This is a pass catcher that no one can guard. I thought Tennessee just took some poor angles. Kind of got tricked on some things, poor out-discipline here and there. That's something that you can go and fix if you're Tim Banks, Willie Martinez. So, no, they didn't give up a touchdown, but they did have a couple drives where they did give up some explosive plays. You don't want that to happen at all. But, no, I think sometimes we kind of overreact when first game of the season. But, man, these guys are going to make mistakes. Everyone's going to make mistakes. First game of the season around college football. I'm pretty sure Ohio State is doing the same thing. So, no, I'm not that worried, guys. Not right now.
What do they need to do better? Jason Swain with us at Swain Event, SwainEvent.com. What do they need to do better next week against Pittsburgh?
Man, they got to connect on those deep passes. They got to catch everything. When you are a wide receiver group in this offense, you were excited about playing in Heupel's offense because you're going to get more opportunities. Well, ain't no point in getting more opportunities if you don't capitalize on them. So, got to catch everything. Got to block better on the perimeter in the running game. Pine Evans and Jabbar Small both had 100 yards, but they could have had a lot more. I thought receivers, should have held some blocks a little bit better. And you guys can tell I'm harder on the receivers than I am really anyone else because I played the position. But they got to elevate their game. They got to play better. And everyone focuses on the quarterback, and it's really unfair, But the receivers got to do a better job of protecting the quarterback by making plays and making it easy for Joe or whoever plays quarterback. So Joe has to do a better job of understanding that number 4 is not number 11. You don't need to overthrow him by 5 yards. You can just underthrow him a little bit, and he's going to go up high and catch it. And that's just understanding personnel. Joe just got here right at the spring, so that chemistry is still developing. So just learn your personnel and just kind of calm down, man. Just go play football and correct some of those throws.
Hey, quick question about the defense up front. Elijah Simmons in that first, he was just pure D dominating. I saw him try to throw a triple team at him and everything. But what happened? He kind of went missing a little bit. Was that because of being pulled and not playing time or what? I just didn't notice him anymore.
Well, to me, it seemed like there was a effort. There was a plan to make sure that more guys play because you have a limited amount of depth, and you don't want to get in SEC play if someone gets hurt, and now you have to rely on somebody for the first time. Right. So I saw a rotation going in this game. I think like 11 guys played on the defensive line. You saw where different linebackers went in too. Sola Page and Aaron Beasley was in there, even though Jerome Bates was doing a good job holding his own. I thought that was a plan to get more guys involved just in case someone got hurt later on in the season. So that's why you saw more guys playing, even though guys like Darren Banks and Lon Simmons were doing a really good job. So usually, when a guy's on fire and doing his thing, you keep him in. But I think that's kind of what the game plan was.
Mm-hmm. I said it earlier. It looked like Joe Milton was throwing cannonballs out there, man. It looked like Billy Madison playing dodgeball against the kids, man. That's what Jalen Hyatt took a couple to the side. As a former receiver, did you? How did you take that part of his game?
I mean, Jalen Hyatt is a speed guy on the outside, and college football, it's different when you get in between those hash marks. And you're going to get hit. It's just about staying focused and bringing down the catch. Sometimes the catch is more important than the run, and you just got to catch it, fall down. But I think from a route standpoint, you get so much in a hurry trying to get there. Sometimes the angle's a little funky, and what should be a catch around your numbers is now a catch on the back hip or the back shoulder. And so now you're trying to figure out, should I go thumbs up, thumbs down? And by that time, the concentration is broken, and you drop the football. So you just got to make sure that he goes, and if he's running the crossing route, just make sure he's flat. If he's running the comeback route or curl route, just make sure he's coming back down to the quarterback, giving him a nice big target. So I think for those drops, it was more of the route kind of breaking the concentration on the catch. So I believe the receiver should be catching 100 balls a day. 100 balls a day, and you eliminate those problems, man.
Love it, Swain. At SwainEvent, SwainEvent.com. Great job on the Vol Network last night, too, man.
Man, great job.
Great to hear your voice there.
I was channeling my inner Brent, man. I was doing it, man, just for you. So I appreciate it, man.
Doing it well. Thank you, Swain. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, see y'all. Thank y'all so much.
All right, he survived the boom-boom room.
Yes,
the unanticipated boom-boom room.
Yeah, he didn't even know.
Knew nothing about it.
Nope, we didn't either.
No.
Neither did Morgan Freeman, but he was on point.
He's ready to go at all times.
Woke up and he's like, let's go.
All right, I got no idea what we're going to do next, which means neither do y'all. But stay tuned to find out. We'll be right back.
The Install with Greg Cosell gives you an inside look into the film life of senior producer for NFL Films and NFL Matchup, Greg Cosell. The Install with Greg.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Evidently, it takes me a long time to be able to say that stuff.
Yeah. I was gonna say your commercial was Slay-like.
Slay, turn around. Don't pay attention. Don't leave the room.
Well,
That's what they got to do for me.
Well, then I had to cut a Comcast commercial, but I think I balled it up and threw it in the trash
Yeah.
can. But usually I miss, but I
He
made
made
both
it.
of these, so I had to dig through the trash.
I don't know where it is.
He was getting excited on Feet Week, and so next thing you know, he threw it all away.
Listen, Hunk chose a printer that wasn't working correctly and took the L out of my copy. And it looks like Feet Week.
Feet Week.
Which is, but I thought Fleet Week was the thing in New York where the sailors come home and then they just, hit on everything that moves. Isn't that what that is?
That was Pearl Harbor, man.
Pearl Harbor.
That's what they did. Remember they came home? They did.
You
They
thinking
came
of the
home.
picture with the sailor dipping the
Yeah,
nurse?
they came on back, yeah.
That's when the war ended, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's when World War II ended.
That's it. That's it right there.
Those are two different things.
That's the thing.
Oh, my God.
That's it. The thing.
The thing, the guy. Come on.
Come on.
What are we doing?
And we were trying to do it so that we could get out of the way for Lucas and Will because they have the football game tonight, and we were trying to get out of the way. That's not happening. Sorry, guys.
We got to give tickets away, though.
What are we giving away? Preds tickets?
Giving away Preds tickets. The Nashville Predators 2021-22 season is coming. Single game tickets are on sale now. And we have a chance for you to win a pair of tickets by being caller number 5. Now it's 615.
No, that's not true.
Oh, my bad.
The thing is, everybody that called to talk about the Vols.
I went all the way in that. That's Wheel of Fortune.
Anchorman.
Yeah, Anchorman voice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was on that.
You're just going to read what's in front of you.
Whatever's in front of me.
I've been known to do that.
We got a question.
You, San Diego.
Do we got? Who put that on the teleprompter?
What is wrong with us? Remember when we were mature earlier in the show?
We were, man. We were.
And you guys said you didn't need a yellow light.
Yeah, we held it long enough. It is packed at Virginia Tech, boy.
Listen, look, squirrel. All right, we've got a question. Jeff wants to talk about the Vols, though, so Jeff needs to go back on hold. Let's see. John wants to answer the trivia question. John, what's up? How are you?
Doing good.
Is this John from Sling Blade?
Hey, I gotta go.
Okay.
Talk to you later, old buddy.
Thanks, brother.
Well, that was nice. You just called to say hello. And
Yeah,
then he
I
had
love
to go.
it.
And
That's my man.
Okay.
You can get tickets from me any day.
All right. Sarah wants to answer the question. Sarah, what's up?
Hey, how are ya?
We hear good. All right. Ron Slay has been known to call J. Martin Ramon as a specific character. Do you know what the name of that character is?
Oh, no, I do not.
Give me any name and you're going to win. Just make one up.
Come on, Sarah. Don't let me down.
The man.
That's right. That's amazing. That's right.
Bingo! You got it.
The reason why that's right, thank you, Sarah, is because the next time Ron Slay calls into J. Martin Ramon, he will be the man.
I'm going to be the man.
Not Shaquille Sunflower.
That's my rep.
Who may or may not be a real person, like his brother Renardo.
Can we please just hand this off to Lucas and Will?
I don't know if they want it.
What game are they doing?
Yeah,
Beach
exactly.
in Hendersonville.
I don't know. Bread Truck 28 says on Twitch, Britt loved your CPA call last Friday. Quote, flag us! Flag us! I said it.
We don't care.
Hey, man, I'm a lot like Larry Munson in those games. Because, I mean, the CPA parents are the ones listening.
I broke my chair.
Yeah.
I did.
I'm full-on fanboy on those
Ain't
deals.
nothing wrong with it. Ain't a thing wrong with
All
it.
right,
man.
have a great weekend, people.
Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. Be safe, people. We'll
Back
see
at
you.
it Tuesday.
Live interaction with other listeners while watching your favorite Zone shows. It's 104.5 The Zone TV live on YouTube and Twitch.
This is Tiki Barber with a CBS Sports Minute. Very rarely do we get as juicy a week one in college football like we have this